Right, I'm muted. Now I'm unmuted. Welcome back to the MrBepic's channel, where we got Monday Night Lights. I almost just called it Friday Night Lights, just out of pure habit, because that is the former name of this little collegiate show match series I started last semester. It died off towards the end. I got busy. It happens. But we're back, and we're better than ever, because we got two casters in the booth. I never once had two casters for Friday Night Lights, and Monday Night Lights has two casters for all three series of the first broadcast. My first wonderful special guest is Mr. Zen Zero. Zen, how you doing, my friend?
Hey, you already know I'm doing awesome. This is a long-awaited cast, to be back in the booth with Bepic. I got to cast with you actually right at the beginning of 2023. It feels like ages ago since then. But yeah, I'm just excited. Here, anytime I get to cast some Rocket League, especially alongside such a talented caster as yourself, I'm ecstatic.
I appreciate the kind words, Zen. It's going to be a fun night. We got UAH Blue and we got Clemson first up. And I just realized I forgot to tell everyone it's a best of 7. So I'm going to let them know that. Best of 7. It's the format for all 3 show matches tonight. And so we got 3 matches. I got a schedule I'm going to pull up as well. I'm still a little scattered, but that's all right. We got the schedule coming up here. Brand new graphic. I upgraded it just this morning. But first up, we got UAH Blue and Clemson, then the Auburn Tigers and the Florida Gators, and then King University versus UTK, our capstone series of the evening. And Zen, I know you do a lot of Great Lakes. I don't know how familiar you are with the Southeastern portion of Collegiate Rocket League, but do you have any insight about these teams coming in?
Nah, unfortunately, I don't. It's something I'm playing a lot of catch up. I'll be honest with you. I'm playing a lot of catch up in both the CRL and RLCS scene. And yeah, Great Lakes I have down pretty well. But yeah, outside of that, outside of obviously the real big names, Northwood, stuff like that, yeah, I'm not super familiar.
That's all right. That's why I do these things. I like spreading the word about Southeastern Rocket League. I mean, that's what the SEL's for. That's what these show matches are for, and that is what the gameplay is for. I think we're joining up. So, with everyone in the lobby, we're gonna pan over for the first Monday Night Light series, best of 7, UAH Blue and Clemson. Zen, I'll give you the honors. Take it away, my friend.
And let's go already into some action. Here Cozen with a quick shot. Mason is there to deny. But we almost had a very quick goal there, and that's something that Rocket League players like to do to me. They don't even like me to kind of, allow any time to get started. They just immediately are putting shots on, and just like that, we have our first goal.
Wow, I mean, that I was giving you the honor to take it away, and then you almost got interrupted, and then still got interrupted by a goal. Clemson going to be scoring first. This is a completely new look Clemson, except for Mesa. He's a freshman. He's returning for his second semester with the A team, alongside Canova, who got brought up from the B team, and then Chosen One. This is his first semester playing Clemson Rocket League. So I'm eager to see what they can do. I mean, off to a fast start already.
Yeah, very fast start indeed, and I love it because before they had that goal, they had an immediate shot on net. They were back, and Mesa doing a little bit of both on each end of the pitch, picking up a big save, diving in, and then finding a goal, almost finding a second right there. But Cozen with the big kind of sacrificed himself. Excuse me.
Yeah, and I mean, it's working out. He's back in the play.
Oh,
finding a goal. That's just straight in. Clemson was awkward right there, and UAH Blue is gonna find their first goal of Monday Night Lights. It's off the ceiling and in. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't think Canova kind of expected him just to cling that off the ceiling, with so much power, so much precision right there, but we'll call it calculated.
Absolutely. I mean, it's Cozen, it's B Moore's team, and those kinds of goals are just tied to that play. He's a senior this year, and I swear, B Moore and whatever UAH team he plays on always just do weird things, whether it's upsetting the A team with UAH or scoring weird goals like that. I mean, here he comes taking a shot that is saved by Mesa, and that might be in if Cozen can't catch up, but he can. Ball didn't have the same amount of venom on it as I thought initially. But B Moore, another opportunity, flick on target, and saved by Canova. UAH Blue starting to get going here.
They are, but I want to back up a little bit. Cozen had a very, very wide open shot opportunity, and I don't think he realized it till it was a little late. If you go back a few plays, and that's when I'm sure that that's not a mistake. I'm sure we're going to see too much out of them, but they need to pick up every goal they can, because you already know at this level of Rocket League, every single one counts.
Absolutely. Even in show matches, like it's important to take advantage of every single opportunity, which UAH Blue has got a lot of in the last couple minutes of play. 8 shots for them. They started out a little bit slow, giving up that first goal and a lot of Clemson pressure, but since then they have been peppering the Tigers' net. Though an opportunity here, chosen one looking for a double, can't get it. So Cozen pushes the ball off to the side, but now it's Clemson's turn to play offense, and they are looking to score another go-ahead goal here if UAH Blue will let them.
And I tell you, Bepic, this right here might be the only little bit of back and forth at the midfield that we've seen, in the first half of this game. It's pretty much just been immediate counterattack and offense right into, defense. These teams are not really playing too much midfield. They're not battling too much. And that's something I'd like to see, one of these sides kind of step up and kind of maybe stuff these passing lanes and not allow these quick counterattacks.
And the rotations for Clemson are so deep. When they push up, it seems like the next player up is on their goal line or in their corner or something like that. And so they're relying on the follow-ups to the clears that UAH Blue gives them. And right here, they've definitely pushed up, trying to gain space in offense, and it works out as Masau turns on that ball, but Camille's going to find the block, and we're still 1-1 despite all these shots. A combined 14 between the two teams, just 2 goals to show for it.
Yeah, I mean, 4 saves on the side of UAH, 5 on the side of Clemson. So maybe just a little bit of, inaccuracy as well. But I think it also has to do with the speed, as we were just talking about. These are very, very quick counterattacks. So it's kind of tough to line those shots up perfect. But somebody's going to have to do it. And it kind of starts coming back. I start thinking about that shot. Cozen had the open net, couldn't find it. But I give him a caster blessing right there. B-Moore's going to get it anyway.
And of course it's B-More, just given the most free shooting opportunity you will ever see. With chosen one, no boost, rotating back post to get to that ball, and B-More just lays the ball underneath the crossbar perfectly to give UAH Blue the lead with 60 seconds left. But it's been Clemson with the bulk of the possession the last minute or so, and they seem like they're close to finding another.
Yeah, it certainly does. I have to agree. They've kind of been knocking on the door. Haven't been able to find anything yet, but we're gonna have to see a sense of urgency start to come out of them right there. And I love that. I believe it was Cozen stuffs that passing lane right there. We saw Clemson looking to kind of push that counterattack, and he forces the ball to the other side of the pitch, and that's exactly what I'm talking about, Bevic. That's what I want to see.
Cozen again off the ceiling, setting up Camille now for just a hard touch off the back wall. Those have always been UAH Blue's strengths. B-More and Camille, the 2 starters last season, alongside Josh. But I'll start talking about Clemson. Chosen one with his Monday Night Lights debut goal. It's an open net. UAH Blue was gone, and Chosen one takes advantage.
And I tell you right here, big shout out to one of my teammates, Cheech. He would have been losing his mind if that was us right there. Up a goal, 14 seconds left. I mean, all third man has to do is stay put, play it safe, and that's not one you want to give up.
Nope, and almost a game winner there. Cozen going to poke that ball above Masau and just to give UAH Blue a chance to win it in regulation. Never denied. So B-More trying to spike it, I think, though fails at that attempt. Camille not going to do much better. Canobo, chance to pass, fakes it. There's no one there to shoot for Clemson, so a little scary on 0 seconds, but we get overtime in game 1.
And hey, I'm all for it. You already know the longer the series, the more OTs we get, more of a treat for us casters as Cozen. Cheeky touch around 1. Masau does clear it away. Camille looking for the pass. Canovo there to intercept. This could be a big opportunity. Oh no, a chosen one is able to sneak it around. Masau there to slam it home.
Oh, the view that we got of that goal. The ball just slowly floating towards, who's that in the net? Camille's in the net. And then Masau comes in. I think he got bumped into that and backflips and scores it. That was wild.
Yeah, that was certainly a wild ending, and you hit the nail on the head. I mean, we had, just a perfect view to really see that. But I mean, take a look at this. 12 shots to 10. Neither side really having trouble, finding the opportunities. 6 saves on the side of Clemson. They outsaved them 6-4, and I think that was the big difference maker was that defense.
I mean, they played a lot of it there for a
Yeah.
wide stretch. UAH Blue in the middle of the game had a ton of possession, and Clemson stayed afloat. Masau had 4 of those 6 saves. So an impressive performance from Clemson in defense to keep themselves in a position to win it eventually. 14 seconds was when we got that equalizer, and then the weirdest overtime winner I've ever seen to take game 1. But it's a best of 7. Long ways to go here.
Yeah, certainly is, but it's certainly on UAH now. They need to make these adjustments and come out. They do not want to go down 2-0. I mean, a best of 7 gives them a little more room for comfort, but I think it's big that they come out here, make a statement, and tie this series up, essentially making it a best of 5.
Well, this is Camille being pulled up from UAH White is where I believe he's playing this season. The reserves on UAH Blue is what B-More was telling me. So he's being pulled up from the bench right now technically, but he's still starting material. Cozen, well, that's definitely being pulled up from UAH White. After that's where he played in the fall split of the SEL, and looking pretty good getting the call up on UAH Blue. Has made a couple of impact plays so far in this series. Obviously, though, Clemson getting that initial win. They're trying to stave off this first UAH Blue attack, and it's Masau again finding a save.
And yeah, Masau, absolutely instrumental in that first win right there. You said he had 4 of his team's 6 saves. Big opportunity here, but Canovo does clear it away with a nice save. And he also had, if I'm not mistaken, 2 of the 3 goals. So, big first game there for Masau.
B-More off the back wall, setting up Cozen, where UAH Blue is just slamming the ball off of Clemson's backboard right now and see what good will come of that. But eventually, 50 breaks the plane of the midfield line. Cozen stops it. And that will be next up challenge. Masau can't get to him, though. Freshman taking the ball down the pitch. It is denied again by UAH Blue's defense. They find a clear, and both Tigers all the way back.
And I tell you, for, as much time as UAH have spent in this orange box, yeah, they have a few shots, but it's not really been anything too threatening. For the most part, the shots have been, pretty textbook saves, pretty easy cleanups like that right there. And I like to maybe see a little more ingenuity, out of UAH. They're finding ways to get on that end of the pitch, but they just can't put these cookie cutter shots on.
Ooh, how about ingenuity there? Cozen,
yes, sir,
diving across to make that save, and he pre-jumped the ball a second ago in defense. Used pretty much an entire tank of boost to just get a light touch on the ball. So ingenuity, maybe. We'll see if it ends up working out for UAH Blue. Clemson an opportunity with Chosen One dropping that ball center. Masau up front, trying to make something happen in front of the play, but find any real contact with any UAH Blue players, and so the Chargers get themselves a clear and even more possession, even though it's still a 0-0 game.
And that was a big play there. Cozen went upfield looking for the bump, and then couldn't quite find the bump or the demo, but his teammates spotted him. He almost had a nasty redirect, and though that one did come up short as Camille gets his pockets picked, that would have been a big opportunity as well. B-More shot falls just to the side, and I'm starting to see that creativity come out of him. But man, this Clemson defense is really looking impregnable right now.
I know, they are so sturdy on the goal line. It's impressive. I'm going to check the stats real quick, see just how many saves they've racked up. UAH Blue, just 5 shots, but Clemson 4 saves on those 5 shots. You called it out. They were kind of cookie cutter, just kind of putting pot shots on target and seeing what'll happen. But there's still saves that have to be made for Clemson, and they are making them right now with 80 seconds left. Still tied at 0 apiece. Camille, an awkward touch, but Cozen was ready for that. Ooh.
Yeah, and that's the type of teammate you want right there, the one that's ready to bail you out. A big demo downfield, though. Canovo looking to get cheeky off the ceiling with the pass. Can't quite, haul it in, though. B-More, little bit of mustard over one. Chosen One Easy save away, but Cozen's still there. Gonna use that pre-flip for the pass. Chosen One couldn't quite get the best clear. Oh no, and Camille, that was a big opportunity. Kind of squandered right there, Bepic.
And Canovo, big opportunity for his elf. And he's gonna score with 49 seconds left. Chosen One put it over towards Mesau, and he knows exactly where to go with that ball. Beautiful shot. Top shelf, top right corner. Clemson's gonna lead in the final minute.
And that's a bit of a 2-goal swing there, you know. I mean, it maybe wasn't for certain a goal, but it was a big opportunity on the side for UAH. They certainly could have scored then. Almost 2 here. Chosen One almost finding that insurance goal. And that one has to be demoralizing, but they have to stay in. They still have 30 seconds to find the equalizer. And again, they don't want to go down 2-0. A big 50 on the orange goal line, though.
Double commit on the near side. Canovo's got 13 boost here. Sets up Camille for a shot, and Camille's in the right place at the right time. And if that doesn't sum up his playing career, I don't know what does. The dude just knows where to be. And UAH Blue, the team, scored with less than 30 seconds left this game.
It almost seems you just have to, you know, kind of put their back against the wall, and it's something it's kind of common in all of sports and esports, but when they find their backs against the wall, that's when it seems like UAH are really able to step up, but their back's certainly against the wall right now. Last 15 seconds, who else but Mesau gonna take the dime from Chosen One?
So we're really going to have a scoreless first 4 minutes of game 2, and then have 3 goals scored in the final minute. This is crazy. Clemson's going to do it again. Score in the final 15 seconds, and this time, not just force overtime, they might get the win if they can hold off UAH Blue here, which the kickoff goes their way, though Cozen does intercept, but Chosen One, good challenge there. Gonna make UAH Blue do it all on 0 seconds, which Camille might be doing. The ball was not quite on target. That redirect is crazy, but UAH Blue falls short.
My goodness, big shout out to Bepic for having me on for this series right here, because I mean it's a nail biter. First game goes to OT, game 2 all the way down to the final moments. Last 15 seconds, Clemson scores, you know, that game-winning goal, but almost wasn't. We almost saw back-to-back overtimes there.
That would have been insane if Camille hits that shot on 0 seconds. Like, that was a tough shot to hit. The fact that he got it that close is impressive, but it does not fall in, and so Clemson has got the 2-0 lead in this series, and I was really wondering how this team was going to play after losing Darth Pepe, losing Snipes to graduation last month, and they're looking good so far against a UAH Blue team that is almost always competitive in the SEL, but they got to close out the series, and they've only got halfway there in this best-of-7, still need those 2 more wins.
Yeah, and you know, that's the big difference is, a beautiful flick. What a play from Camille right there. And he's actually, excuse me, not Camille. And he's going to really set his teammate up here, Camille off the crossbar, but not Camille there to clean it up. Big play to start it off. They needed that.
Did Cozen change his name to
Camille
in the middle?
Yeah.
Cozen, what are you doing to us, man? That's not cool.
That's on purpose, just to you know, throw us casters off.
Well, UAH Blue love doing stuff like that, changing their names to mess with the talent, especially when it's me. So thank you, Cozen, for that. But UAH Blue, they find the opening goal again, and now they got to find a way to hold on to this lead because they coughed it up in the last game, and they had a lead in game 1 as well, going into the final 20 seconds. So they've got to find a way to keep these leads.
Yeah, they certainly do, you know, and I hate to harp on it too much, but, you know, it's just what I said earlier. Every opportunity matters so much, and there was a couple of very easy goals that they're certainly very capable of scoring that they let up. As, oh my goodness, Cozen faking the boots off everybody right there. It's not going to turn into a goal, but those are the plays we love to see.
And Chosen One now has 0 boost. Still gets the pass off to Canovo. Back to Chosen One. Oh my word. Cozen with the fake on one end. Doesn't end up scoring. And then Chosen One 50s the heck out of, I think that was Camille that tried to challenge him right there. Okay, no, it was Cozen. Camille was last back, and he gets beat by an incredible passing play. Wow. The stars are out to shine in game 3.
They really are, and I love the timing of the flip on that 50. It didn't only, you know, turn it into a 51, but it That's a weird one to say. Not only turned into him winning the 50, but it turned into an absolute dime right there.
Absolutely crazy. And this is what I love to see in a preseason match, essentially, for SEL teams, because this means we are going to get crazy plays, hopefully, once the results actually matter. Monday Night Lights is cool playing for pride, but the SEL is where it really counts, and Kozin, well, missing a shot that might have counted had he gotten a little bit lower, and so UAH Blue another missed opportunity, but they're still attacking Camille, looking for a demo, forcing light touches center. Camille off to the side, and okay, UAH Blue, they gotta find some shots on target here.
Yeah, they really do, and I would even like to see, you know, when they have Clemson pinned down like that, maybe, you know, throw in a bump or two as Kozin gonna find it off the post there. Big shot. Now I'm about to just call him not Camille. It's my first time casting for him, like racking my brain. Like, hold on, which one's not Camille? But what a shot right there off the post. Good luck saving that one.
Absolutely. Kozin, maybe he's trying to give Camille some more credit. Like, we see Camille and like, okay, Camille's making these plays, but no, it's actually Kozin making all of this happen. And UAH Blue again is going to have a lead around the halfway point of this game, and I'm still watching them with a close eye to make sure that they can keep the lead intact, because Clemson just seems like a final minute type of team. They got that clutch gene, forcing overtimes, winning outright. I mean, right now, they're not even waiting for the final minute. Is Canovo's in the UAH Blue net again, trying to bump everyone out of the way.
Yeah, and I love to see it. And that's something, you know, from UAH. We talked about some missed opportunities, but on top of that, just be a little more composed, a little more patient in those final moments of the game, especially when you have that lead. You know, it's almost like they want to find another goal as Kozin might have an open net. Oh, he puts it high off the crossbar. Mesa is there to clear it away. I thought that was another big opportunity for him right there.
And Beemore had the vision to see that Kozin was open for a pass, but put a pass a little bit too far behind him, and now has been bumped back into the corner. Camille's all alone in defense, but he does well to stave off that Tiger attack. Now again, awkward with zero boost, and somehow does well right there as two players from Clemson go underneath and over the ball, and the offense is going to stall out here.
Mesa off the wall to intercept Beemore. Got to continue to lead it off the pitch from Canovo. Not Camille. Nice flick over one. I've been loving the ground play from Kozin right there. I mean, he's finding the opportunities, which is typically something that's much easier said than done in threes, but he's really doing it specifically here in game number 3.
60 seconds left. This is where the offense, I think, get more activated. And Mesa's got an opportunity in the air. Beemore's up and makes the read, secures the corner boost as well. Maybe that will keep Clemson at bay, who loves scoring in these final 60 seconds. Beemore has one to beat, but Mesa stuffs the heck out of him. And now a miss from Camille is going to give an opportunity again to Clemson here in the final 30.
Nice little half flip clear from Kozin. Just need to get this out of their half here. They do just that. Camille 50 by Mesa. Oh, chosen one. Nice ground to air opportunity, though. Beemore going to kind of stay low on that. This could be bad. Camille diving in. Big save in the final moments. And that might do it. Bepic, they just need to keep it here in the orange box.
Well, still have to keep it there in the orange box. You're right. And Camille, or Kozin, doing well to do just that. He spikes it, and all right, they do actually do it. I was waiting for you to say that, and then Clemson would find a clear, and then some crazy 0-second play, but we actually get a calm ending with Game 3 here. UAH Blue keep their lead, and they beat Clemson, getting on the board the first time this series.
Yeah, I almost bit my tongue there for a moment because I swear, you know, I'll go head to head. One thing I'm the best at, I'll go head to head with any caster, is caster cursing. I don't know why it seems the moment I say something, you know, the exact opposite happens. And I almost bit my tongue there. I got to be strategic with how I cast. But no, that was a big win right there for UAH, and they needed that. They did not want to drop that Game 3 and have to reverse sweep a squad like Clemson.
Well, we'll see what they can do in Game 4. You can hear, if we stop talking for a second, Beemore's favorite engine sound the stupid mouth sound one that I absolutely I forget every time that he uses it, and so I keep inviting him back to my show matches, and every time I am just grossed out by that noise in my ear. It scares me.
Yeah, you got to put a big red asterisk next not only his name but his team name. Let him know, by no means do they come back on the stream. But no, all jokes aside, I'm with you. There's only a few of those engine sounds, but that's certainly one of them.
The cat one is
yeah,
like
that's the worst too.
Same tier. But I think that one's funny. The mouth one scares me because I think someone's like right next to me. But the cat one is in the same tier of troll engine noise you don't want to see your opponents using.
And the helicopters, that's an engine sound as well. Yeah, that one's bad as well. But we're almost a minute in, and something I wanted to mention, they held Clemson only to 3 shots last game. So, UAH, they didn't pick up as many shots as they typically were, but I think that they can continue to be comfortable playing that play style where, if Clemson's held to under 5 shots, that's a big W for them.
I mean, every game, UAH Blue has outshot Clemson. In game 1, it was 10-9. Game 2, it was 9-7. But then that 6-3 really stands out there. You're right,
yeah.
Limiting Clemson that much because they've been at 9 shots, 7 shots, which is enough productivity to win games. But you really got to be efficient if you're being limited to that few opportunities on the UAH Blue net. And Clemson, they almost did it. One more shot and maybe they find the winner. But so far, nothing for them in offense. They've got 0 goals. I think a couple of shots. Let me check up on that. Okay, just one. Canovo's found a shot, and that is it actually for the entire lobby in the first minute 40. So both offenses are kind of slowing down.
Yep, and it's something pretty typical you see as a series goes on. Camille does find the first shot. Canovo there to deny. But I wanted to point out, Cozen was nice enough to put his name back on, but he just spelled it backwards for us.
I can forgive that. I think that's reasonable. Yeah. Like the Reddles type of
yep.
type of naming convention. Use your name backwards, although Reddles is actually his name. And Cozen, maybe Cozen's his name. I'm actually not sure what his real first name is, but Masau is the name we should be talking about. He's scoring first for Clemson. What an interception there by him. It's just straight and even without that second touch.
And it looked like Camille had the kind of right idea there, tries to dive in the way, maybe bump him off of that shot, but yeah, good interception indeed, and they did a great job. They found Cozen was stuck, in kind of a 2v1, maybe even a 3v1 right there. So that's when that pot shot is okay, right? You put that pot shot on, force the defender to make that quick save, and now he's not there to make back-to-back saves.
UAH Blue trying to strike back, though, and B-Moore's got an opportunity. Chosen one quick on his feet to get back. Now a passing play. Cozen and Camille trying to combine, but it was Chosen one with the interception right there. And so it's going to be Clemson scoring immediately after entering counterattack mode. They find the clear into the corner. B-Moore can't get it completely away. Gets dunked into another incredible pass from Masau, and that's 2-0 Clemson.
Yeah, Mesa, I don't know how, but when he finds these 50s, finds these dunks, he's just so precise with the placement. I mean, I'm lucky enough just to win a 50, or excuse me, I'm lucky enough just to not lose a 50 directly into my net. This guy's out here putting on a clinic of how to not only win them, but straight to his teammate. And I don't think Clemson really liked the taste of defeat there in game 3. They're really looking to take it to him here in 4.
No kidding. It's weird seeing their offense this active outside of the final minute in a game. Like, this 2 goals in the first 3 minutes is unheard of for this Tigers team, at least in this best of 7. But fair enough. They're getting going. They're tired of waiting till the last second to start scoring on UAH Blue. And now the gauntlet's kind of being thrown down. UAH, a lot of makeup to have to do here in the final 90 seconds if they're going to avoid going down 1-3 in this series.
And they've only found 2 shots all game. So one from B-Moore, one from Camille, both saved away. So they need to find a lot more than that. And as I was kind of saying, as the series progresses, very, very, ballsy catch in front of the net there from Camille, but he's not dunked in the net. I'm very surprised, but right now UAH finding a lot of trouble getting out of their half. They finally do. Camille, I thought he had an opportunity to shoot. Chosen one is able to dive in. We're in our final minute here, and they still need to chip away at this insurance goal, Bepic.
Good work by Cozen, though, to get UAH Blue back in position to chip away. But they gotta get out of this corner. B-Moore's awkward, and he actually finds a strong touch, though. Camille lobbing that ball up. It's going to be swallowed by Chosen One on that back wall. And 30 seconds left. UAH Blue has to reset after Clemson finds a clear, though. That's an awkward touch. Masau, though, in the UAH Blue end. And now we're fighting for possession. Camille outside of the fight of possession. Almost found a shot, but no contact made. And UAH Blue, a ticky-tack passing play. Doesn't work out. Soft shot from Camille. It's weird, and it's not working at the moment for UAH.
No, it's not. And outside of some, insane miracle, never mind. It's just over. Clemson gonna have a big shutout here after dropping their first game in Game 3. Came out, with a vengeance right there. And I have to say it, we've talked about it a little bit, but my goodness, the composure of that Clemson defense when they're on their goal line, because it's not like UAH is making it too easy on them or anything, right? They're just keeping those rotations tight. The positioning is really well done. Their field awareness, top level. My goodness, Clemson's making it very, very hard to allow them to be scored on.
Honestly, like they're racking up saves in every single game, like high percentage shots that are being saved by Clemson as well, tossed in there. So their defense, which you don't expect coming from a pretty much fresh roster. Like I don't know how many games these guys have played together, but they've not been on the same roster officially playing for Clemson until this semester. And the defense looks clean. You're right, the communication has to be there. And the reads are definitely there on the goal line. Held UAH Blue scoreless in that last game. If they can do it again, it'd be enough to take this series. But first 14 seconds, of course, UAH Blue scoring.
Exactly. I mean, this epitomizes Rocket League and why we love it so much. They couldn't score in 5 minutes, but they're able to in 14 seconds. And I want to touch on what you just said, with them not being, a roster for that long, you're exactly right. That really does surprise me that they're so composed on the goal line, and it has to be chalked up to great comms, because usually a new roster, that's when you see all the double commits, all the triple commits. Though Clemson does put a pretty scary opportunity there on the net, but big defensive stand there from UAH.
Novo passing play out. I thought it was a weak touch, gonna give him possession right back to UAH Blue. I should have known better. That was perfectly played by Clemson. The link-ups have been pristine. We're talking about the communication in defense being really good for such a new team, but the passing plays in offense and the defense too, honestly, have been fantastic out of Clemson. And they're down right now, but I should have been complimenting that earlier. The absolute dimes that they've been dishing out to one another.
Yeah, they have the field awareness, the comms. I mean, all of it really on point, but regardless, only one shot, make it 2 with Canovo's shot right there. And that's all we've seen as Masau can't dive in. Kozin will go up 2. And I mean, they're just going back and forth with who's kind of, I don't want to say dominating, because it's been far from dominant, but who's kind of been in control. It's trading hands now.
There has been a lot of back and forth in this best of 7, and at first it was back and forth within the games, like UAH Blue scores, Clemson scores, UAH Blue scores, Clemson scores, and now it's back and forth who can shut out the other team and go up by multiple goals in games, because Clemson did it in the last game with their 2-0 win, and now we're seeing UAH Blue do exactly that in the first 90 seconds of this game. So again, we got to see the finishing from the Chargers, but at the moment, this start is perfect for them.
And we see a big bump attempt right there, and it's something I'm a huge fan of, physicality on the pitch. I think it's part of the meta, especially 1s and 2s, but even in 3s, just with just how kind of crowded the pitch can be. I think using those bumps, using those demos without chasing for them can be massive. Oh my goodness, but Kozin, they say, hey, you want to 2-0 us? We're gonna just up the ante here. 3-0 in the first 2 minutes. My goodness.
Clemson is so fast. It's unbelievable. The speed with which he's playing right now. The 50s that aren't even 50s, they're 100 zeros that he's taking, just absolutely dusting Clemson defenders. He has been probably the star player for UAH Blue so far in this best of 7 show match.
Yeah.
And Clemson looking to find it back. Chosen One gonna be stopped by Kozin, of course.
Who else? I mean, Cozen in the first half of the play already 530 points. You'd be happy with that scoreline in the entirety of the game. And quick math, he's got more points than everybody else on the pitch combined right now. He's just really looking to take over.
Yeah, that's accurate. Wow, Camille and Maysal both in double digits still. Cozen racking up so many points. Clemson opportunity to up theirs right here, and Chosen One nails the shot. Perfectly placed. That was a floundering Octane in the net right there. B-More was dead to rights, and Chosen One knew it.
Yeah, great placement there from Chosen B-More. I mean, the only way he's saving that is if Chosen just completely scuffs that and hits it right into him. And that was big for Clemson right there, but don't expect UAH to kind of back off at all. Doesn't seem to be their style. I mean, we said it earlier, they could be up as B-More gets right back to the action. But what I was saying, they can be up a goal with 5 seconds left, and they're still looking to score. So I don't expect them to slow down at all here.
And they will be up by more, is what we're seeing out of UAH. That's a beautiful pass from Cozen. Even more points onto the mountain. He's already got a dime of a pass, and I was complimenting Clemson's ability to pass earlier. UAH Blue, they've had some pretty ones as well, and Cozen, he's doing it all himself. That is a great save by Canova, but Cozen almost finding another. Instead, Clemson finding a clear, and, well, an opportunity if Camille doesn't get on top of it.
Big bang off the backboard from Chosen. Cozen, might have just helped him out a bit there. B-More is going to bail him out. Camille, maybe he was looking for that upfield pass. Tried to pre-jump. B-More still trying to make the play. Maysal does kill it, but I tell you, every moment spent like this, Bepic, that's a W for UAH right now. But the dime to Maysal. Maysal with the slot behind the defender. All of a sudden, the Clemson we know looking to really up the aggression here in the final moments of the game.
Oh, another pretty pass. Like, yeah, if that was me in Canova's position, I would have just taken the shot. But instead, he had the vision to find Maysal rotating out of the play. Maysal was headed back towards the Clemson end and was still prepared to take that shot and placed it perfectly. But Cozen off the ceiling again, stopped by Canova. Clemson's really making this game interesting with some stellar defense and counterattacks.
They are indeed, and all UAH need to do is just burn some time off this clock. I mean, they've had, 3-goal leads a few times, back down to 2, but they have to remember they still have this insurance goal. So I would just kind of let Cozen do his thing, make sure third man plays safe here. And Camille looking to do just that. Does find the clear up to B-More. B-More back down to Camille. The teamwork, the plays. They're giving it right back to Clemson.
Oh, I gotta watch this one again. Camille perfectly tapped that ball to get around the defender. And of course, it's B-More giving it to longtime teammates. And I don't know if Camille planned that or if that light touch was a result of him maybe flubbing the initial drive up to the ball and he had to flip back into position. But it worked because
it was calculated.
Was not expecting it. It must be calculated. UAH Blue, like they find weird goals like that all the time, and that's how they are so good in the collegiate space, is they just catch the defenses off because the defenses don't know what UAH was going to do because UAH doesn't know what they're going to do.
I make that joke a lot of times about my own game, and it's very true, right? When you don't even know what you're going to do, how do you possibly read it? I mean, it just comes down pretty much to luck. Chosen One looking to find one more, and it would have, unfortunately for Clemson, just been a bit of a consolation goal, and something I'm surprised we haven't mentioned yet. This is series point for Clemson, so this was a really big time for UAH to step up, and I mean, on the back of Cozen, they needed this game here, but they're still gonna have to win 2 more consecutive after this to take this series.
They will. It'll be tough. Keeping that offense going like it was in Game 5 right there, I think it's going to be the trickiest part because B-More was cooking with the passes, so was Cozen. Camille was hitting typical Camille shots in that one. But to be able to keep it going for 2 more games, I think is going to be the hardest part for UAH Blue because 13 shots to Clemson's 8 is going to be tough to replicate.
Yeah. Absolutely, and I mean 7 of those shots alone coming from Cozen. He's playing out of his mind. 4 saves as well. Not too far away from that 1K point or score line, I should say, which is pretty unreal. And again, that's something you can't you said it best, can't replicate that, right? That's something that can happen here and there, but to be able to just peek out of your mind like that, especially against a squad like Clemson, going to be very, very tough. But if they can pick this game up right here, Bepic, all of the weight's going to be on Clemson's shoulders. It wouldn't be, a reverse sweep, but nobody wants to be up 3-1 and then lose the series. So Clemson, they need to shut this out here and now.
And this is what you look at when it comes to new teams taking the pitch. Like UAH Blue, they've got a lot of experience playing with each other. Be-More and Camille especially, and Cozen being a part of a tight-knit Rocket League program. I expect UAH Blue to stay composed in a position like this. But Clemson, I don't know what they're going to be like. Maysal's a freshman. The other two have not played on the A-team, and so do they crumble under the potential of this UAH Blue comeback? Do they look at potentially the opening goal here for UAH Blue and get flustered? So far, no, but a lot of Game 6 left to be played. Oh, Cozen.
Oh no, and that's just rotating back. This right here is why you have to rotate back to that back post. I mean, I see why he tried to cut in right there, but gets kind of Goomba stomped, and an own goal is not the way he wanted to start it. I will say though, he's been playing well enough that he can afford one of those. Just chalk it up, forget about it, move on, because this game is all mental, as you were just talking about.
If that doesn't sum up Rocket League right there,
Yep.
Going from scoring 850 points in the previous game to the next one, giving up an own goal that you scored at the Clemson, like that's just a Rocket League sequence right there.
And that's exactly why we love this game. I mean, the physics and the mechanics of it, makes so much randomness, so much chaos, and I agree with you. That epitomizes Rocket League right there, and it's why we love this esport so much.
Absolutely, and UAH Blue trying to get one back after that Cozen own goal, but chosen one to clear and the chase into the corner. Cozen awkward again, and that is going to result in a second Clemson goal. UAH Blue, I just complimented their ability to stay put together in a position like this, but they're kind of capitulating in defense.
They are, and I will say, a bit of it, obviously, maybe a lack of composure, or just maybe their fault, I should say, but Clemson's, not making it easy on them at all, and I have to say some of it's what's Clemson's doing right, as Canovo, couldn't find the double, would have went up 3-0 in the first 90 seconds, and just in the same fashion we were just talking about, these teams really going back and forth.
Chosen one awkward there, but bumps Cozen off the ball, so it's not a shot. Camille was in net, clearing away for the potential Cozen shot right there, but instead, this little tag onto Cozen was enough to interfere with that UAH Blue play. So back to the drawing board for them for the moment as Cozen collects in defense, and Clemson set up their attack once more.
And UAH doing a really good job of recognizing that Clemson is just so disgusting with their dimes, with their passing. They're really starting to stuff these passing lanes. Goes in, looking to put one on, is cleared away. Be-More and Camille in the same position. Feel actually going to fake Be-More out, so he's going to play this back. Probably a back pass to Cozen, who is dunked. Could be a big opportunity, but Be-More finds the big 50. They needed that right there. They cannot go down 3-0, in the last half of this must-win game for them.
Tried to ceiling pinch the ball away, but it was returned to sender. Canovo on the back wall, half a clear, pushing back UAH Blue for a moment, but Camille right down the gullet there. Mesa having to make a tough save on his goal line right in front of the nets. UAH Blue, despite all these good-looking tries, have yet to find a goal. That one going to be their opener, though. Camille was harassing a Clemson defender there on the goal line, and just there, finishing the play off with a score.
I love that, and that's the type of Rocket League I love to see. I say it all the time, but the physicality it just excites me so much. And he did a little bit of everything, kind of tripped him up, continued the bump, and then finished the shot. UAH needed that goal as well. They didn't want to wait till the final 90 seconds, to chip away at that insurance goal.
Clemson's gonna find a clear, trying to waste clock, but they don't have that insurance goal any longer. So, 100 seconds left. They're looking to add to their total again. Masao, big dunk. He dove in as the third man. That's enough to break down the UAH Blue defense. B-Moore's awkward. Camille found a demo, but Cozen missed the ball. He was expecting a touch there that didn't come, and Clemson double their lead. That was 2, down to 1, now back to 2.
And I think, I was really wondering what happened there to Cozen, but I agree with you. One, I think he expected a 50, but also I think he got inked a little bit. I think the smoke screen kind of threw him off, and he actually couldn't see the ball right there, so it was just kind of playing a guessing game. And I'm sure watching that replay back, that couldn't feel good because he could have just stayed put. Nobody was there, for any type of risk at all.
All right, 70 seconds here. UAH Blue need this win to start off their Monday Night Lights Showmatch series journey with a W, or else Clemson would be taking home the dub in 6 games. Cozen, ripper of a shot, it's off target, and Masao secures that 100 boost in the Clemson corner. Camille over towards B-Moore, and that pass had a bit too much venom behind it, so Clemson gonna clear the zone temporarily, though Cozen, second touch on it, plays it backwards, steals some boost, bumps Camille. It's weird from UAH Blue. B-Moore's a chance to get the ball centered for Cozen. The shot goes off the corner of the goal and stays out.
The post, consistently, game in, game out, series in, series out, the best defender on the pitch, but B-More. Hold on, how did B-More get credited with this shot? I gotta see this right here. B-More puts it on target, but I guess Camille just bumps right here. Oh, maybe Chosen One got a little piece of it.
Yeah, I think he was trying. He saw Camille jumping up. It's like, wait, I can't play this immediately out of the box. I had to play it out to the side, and the jump was so awkward that he couldn't adjust in time, and so just ended up putting it in himself. And so, own goal for own goal. We're even now between the two teams, so there won't be any own goal excuses there. But with 10 seconds left, UAH Blue got to do something now.
They do. Camille looking to do just that. Can't quite find the double. Cozen looking to pass. B-More playing a bit too tentative for my liking right there. They will be able to keep it up at 0 though. B-More, no opportunity. Masao has to work this. Just needs to touch the turf. He'll do just that. Clemson shut it down in 6. What a series though, Bepic.
Absolutely. That was a lot of fun. The point of tonight was really to showcase these new rosters that'll be playing in the SEL coming up soon, and I think we got a fantastic showcase of both of these. The new look Clemson, UAH Blue's playing without Josh tonight. Camille is the 4th man for them this season, so it's not the full UAH Blue starting roster, but they still put up a great fight. Like the Cozen showcase, I think for UAH Blue was a successful one.
Yeah, absolutely. Not the entire series, but there were certainly, stints of that series that it was the Cozen show.
Mm-hmm.
Plain and simple. He was putting the team on his back, not only putting his own team on his back, but Clemson had no answer for it. He was cooking, breaking ankles left and right. Yeah, what a series. And, again, big shout out to you for bringing me on. I not only do I love to cast at this level, and as I said, with great talent as yourself, but this helps me so much because I'm trying to expand my knowledge of RLCS and CRL. I've been loving doing CRL, so big shout out to you, man. That was a blast.
I appreciate it, Zen. Thanks for joining me for this one. That
was
a fun best of 7 to kick things off. But Koopa is going to be my co-caster for the final 2 series of the night, which the next one's going to be Auburn versus Florida. A big SEC match is our second best of 7 on Monday Night Lights, coming up after a break in just about 10 minutes time. So make sure you stick around because MNL will be back in a bit. All right, welcome back to Monday Night Lights. I got Coop in the booth with me. Coop, welcome. I know you watched the first series, which was kind of a heater, so hopefully that
awesome.
got the hype going. But welcome to Auburn versus Florida.
Yeah, I'm thankful to be here, Bepic. It's good to be back casting with you. We're a year and a half older each, so that's exciting. But yeah, that was a sweet series. I mean, it looked like it was going one way. Game 5, things kind of switched around, but then Clemson was able to close things out. But that was a great way to kick off the night on this Monday Night Lights. That was awesome.
I know. I was worried. You know, Mondays the players be a little sleepier, maybe start of the week. They're still getting going, but not Clemson and UAH. And I'm hoping that's the case for Florida and Auburn, because this is a classic SEC rivalry. That I don't know if it's so much a Rocket League rivalry yet. Auburn and Alabama definitely is, but yet exactly. We're trying to make that here.
Yeah, this is history in the making right now. Monday Night Lights is where it's going to happen. This is the Rocket League rivalry to follow the traditional rivalry. But that's kind of the fun of college, is in these collegiate matchups, you have these rivalries that may not be quite the same when they go into the football stadiums and they happen in Rocket League. But sometimes you start to see these things start to creep up, and Rocket League becomes part of that rivalry culture. So, but either way, it's always fun to see those traditional names against each other on the scorecard.
Definitely, and some rivalries have transcended into Rocket League, like Kentucky and Tennessee. I know in the Southeast is a pretty big rival. Those guys are all friends, so it's a friendly rivalry. But South Carolina and Tennessee is a fun one in the SEL. Those guys, they don't care for each other too much. But either way, Florida and
we've
Auburn.
got the UGA Georgia Tech. They've both got pretty solid teams here in Georgia on this side of the border. So, I mean, maybe we're wrong, and actually Rocket League is where the rivalries are.
Maybe, and we're gonna start seeing that more and more lands popping up. Like we're gonna see the rivalries, some smack talk getting up and yelling at each other over the stage when we've got a goal scored or something. I love that.
Yeah, always good. But this one right now that we're talking about, Florida, Auburn, you were telling me a little bit something in the green room about these two teams, and if I got my notes right, which who knows, Florida, they've got the same roster coming into this one, but there's a little bit of a mix-up over on Auburn, so pretty exciting. I think that one of the things I'm excited about this Monday Night Lights happening pre-SEL is we're getting a little bit of a preview of some of these rosters.
Absolutely. That's why I wanted to do this. The roster shakeups are a big part of what's going down on the SEL stage in the early weeks. This is a preview of that. And for Auburn, like my Auburn esports jersey's on my bed right now. I had to have it out for good luck without looking too biased. But they are 2/3 different for this semester. Vroko is the only returner from a team, at least in the starting lineup that he gave me. Hums was a starter last semester. He's coming off the bench for Auburn tonight as well. He'll be subbed in mid-series, I was told. But Josh or Mango and Dreskel are in the starting lineup for Auburn Navy here. So I'm excited to watch them play. And Hums is in chat right now.
And you're flexing in the lobby. You're flexing your AUB tag. So
oh yeah, I'm still in the club
no
too.
bias whatsoever, right?
Yeah, I have had the Auburn tag for like the last probably 3 years in Rocket League. So all the Auburn series I've casted, there's always been just that little bit of bias.
That's funny. But yeah, that's exciting. I mean, I know you were talking about Vroko, the captain. They're sticking around, but you got a new lineup, and mid-series sub is exciting too. These preseason matches are a chance to work on that, to get some game time. You're still trying to figure out the roster, see where people fit, and see what's perfect for the team. And that's what these show matches and these things are all about. So it'll be fun to see how they decide to move in and out of the field. And also, it'll be interesting to see how Florida, if they're sticking with that same roster, carrying over from last year. They've got some history, and sometimes history can be pretty good. And they already have some, probably got communication. They probably got all sorts of stuff, and they're ready to rock and roll. So it'll be good to see some new blood over there up against kind of like a little bit of an old guard, a team that's coming back to play.
Yeah, Florida, they made a run in the SEL last split, it being their first time on the A team altogether. True Raid, Kyan, and Larry, the three. I forgot I have a roster graphic, always prepared for
Very
the
nice.
series. So there you go. Those are the rosters playing each other, with Hums kind of in very small text underneath Auburn. I didn't have a space for them. Sorry, Hums. But Florida, they got an awful draw in playoffs for the SEL in the fall. And so I think they could have made a deep run there. Instead, they finished in the 13th through 16th place, which I don't think reflects how good they are. So I think I've got them as the favorites, honestly, Coop. Like, returning their roster, being really good in the SEL last split versus Auburn changing things up. I have them as the favorites in this series.
That's awesome. Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's to get things kicking and going. So it'll be a good one to watch. We saw a great series in game 1 of our Monday Night Lights. And we got 3 tonight, so we got 1 right after this as well. We've got King up against UTK, and that should be a fun one as well. So lots of interesting things happening tonight on Monday Night Lights as we kick off this very first match of Florida-Auburn.
All right, the players are ready. Florida needed a second to find their third, but we're getting going. Best of 7 as well. I think all the players know that. I forgot to remind everyone before the show started.
They're about to find out.
They are about to find out. If they leave after a team gets to 3, then we'll have to pull them back in and take a break. But we are off on Sovereign Heights, and already Florida's got an open net, and that should have been a goal potentially, but True Raid and Larry got a little tied up right there.
Yeah, Driscoll coming around there too as well to get that out. Larry with the shot on target. It's going to be off of the side post, and Larry's going to get the first one for the night.
Okay, Auburn's playing awkward defense right now, and this is what I was wondering was going to happen with the new-ish roster. Like, that was double commit on the near side right there. They get half a clear, but then Florida caps off the attack with a goal. That was really well executed by Florida. Outside the open net miss, they hung around and they punished Auburn's awkwardness right there.
Yeah, that first game, it's maybe a little bit of nerves, trying to get the communication down, trying to figure out where the positioning is going to be. They're up against a team that has played together for a while, and that is probably going to show in this first game. It's all about learning in this first one for Auburn. Florida has the advantage, absolutely, as we see them rolling down the field. True Raid up on the side wall. It's going to be challenged by Driscoll, and that's going to go all the way into the orange side off the corner. It's going to be off the side post, and True Raid cannot get that one in. It's taken 2 cars from orange to get this back into the midfield.
Oh, now Vroko's got a chance that he gets bumped out of, but somehow stays within. That was an impressive counter from the Auburn captain. Mango's going to miss a ball there. Double demo for Auburn. Going to clear some space for them to work with in offense, but there hits the ball right back towards that Auburn defensive line, though. Mango, great challenge in the midfield, gets a shot out of all that. That True Raid is going to save, and Auburn, they still look awkward and a little disjointed, but they're getting close looks here.
Oh, absolutely. Auburn in the last, 45 seconds seems to have understood the map, and they are making some really nice passes there. Driscoll is putting one right up in the middle, but it was just blocked by that Florida defense. So they are coming in. They've still got plenty of time to figure this one out in the first matchup. Larry with the shot. Driscoll puts it right back into the corner, and then Kean is going to come in too. So they're doing those good rotations from Florida to keep that 1 on the scoreline and the 0 over on Auburn's side.
Now it's a matter of, can Auburn match the speed of Florida right there? Larry was quicker to the ball, but the defense of Auburn did force the shot a little bit high. So Florida's just going to hold on to that 1 goal they've got so far. Larry, a weird touch straight up in defense. Auburn going to keep possession, get an open net that Driscoll maybe took away from Mango, that Florida turns into a shot. Vroko's got no boost. He gets back for the save, and Vroko, hero for Auburn right there on the goal line.
What a save by Vroko. I mean, that was just a dinker rolling in and was able to get back, possibly with no boost, and able to make some things happen just to keep the score at 1. Great play by Auburn. I mean, they are coming on, and we got Mango sitting in goal, coming right back out as the rotations are kicking in. Vroko is coming in as well. Larry gets a soft touch. It goes into the corner. That is the perfect place for Auburn, but they can't make things happen. Driscoll now in the corner with a nice cross over to Vroko. Larry there to bring this one back into the midfield. Auburn is firing on all cylinders, but Florida is just holding them down to the line, and we almost get an own goal there from Vroko.
Oh my word. We've had several almost own goals, especially from Vroko. Like, he's just getting back at the last second to make these saves, and Florida, they are putting together good offense. They are getting close to scoring that second goal to double their lead, but Auburn is holding on by a thread on their goal lines. Another shot that Vroko's going to save away. Larry over to True Raid. That shot just a little bit off. Bump going to clear the way for Kyan. And it's a pop-up to the back wall that he's going to use to clear. This is a strange game one. And, you know, it's the beginning of the season, Coop, so I guess that's to be expected, but it's still crazy to watch.
Yeah, I mean, both these teams, they're both really fast. We do see the shot, though, and Larry is going to get that one from Florida. But it took them almost, what, 3.5 minutes or so to finally get back into that Auburn defense. So, I mean, huge play here, double defense. Finally able to break down that wall.
That was a nice shot. It felt like all Florida needed was just a little bit of space to shoot. Like, Auburn was in their face enough to where the shots weren't going on target with enough venom or accuracy to be goals. But right there, free back wall, and Larry knows what to do with that. But Florida, 2-0 up, minute left in game one. We'll see if Auburn can stage any kind of comeback. That's a chance from Driscoll. Love the shot, just a little bit off, but it sets up Vroko for an open net. And okay, it's a one-goal game again.
Back to one goal. I mean, and Auburn is able to hold that. I mean, if they hadn't gotten that early goal from Florida early on with a little bit of the confusion and the miscommunication and out of position, I mean, we'd be at 1-1 right now, which isn't exactly what we thought might be happening when we were kicking off this first match. But yeah, I mean, Auburn is going incredibly fast. I think they're getting their feet ready. They're figuring out where they need to be, and they are making Florida work for this win if Florida's going to be able to get it.
I'm really hoping that this is kind of the identity that this new Auburn team takes on. The team that maybe plays a little weird style of Rocket League, but keeps things close and finds ways to win close games. Because as the resident Auburn team streamer for several years, I saw a lot of series where that just wasn't the case for Auburn. They didn't have that comeback potential. They would go down and they would stay down and wouldn't get those big series wins. And so maybe this shakeup of the roster is what the Tigers need, but they're still not winning the game right now. That's a shot, though, from Driscoll into Larry's outstretched arms. But in the final possession of the game, let's see what they can do. Mango far side shot. Vroko is going to keep it up. And we're going backwards now, Coop, but on 0 seconds, the ball is still up.
The ball is still up until now. Florida is able to bring this one down, but they had to work for it. That was quite the game to start us off in match number 2 of Monday Night Lights. That was huge. And I mean, you talked about how Auburn had a little bit of a non-traditional kind of play style. They were just trying to figure it out. I mean, you're talking about this new team, a new roster up against this, surefire roster from Florida. But they put up their own, and I mean, I'm a little hesitant on the predictions, but I think game 2 is going to be just as close. It could easily go Auburn's way.
I hope so. I mean, I hope all the fine people in Twitch chat right now get treated to another splendid series on Monday Night Lights, which the Twitch chat right now is kind of a who's who of the SEL. Like, we got legendary SEL celebrity Lil Stan in chat, Turnip here from South Carolina Garnets, Hums here as well from Auburn, Malopo, the former Auburn game lead. This is a real who's who in the SEL.
Yeah.
I'm loving it. Thanks for showing out, guys.
Sharky was in there too,
yes.
Representing Georgia, UNG. James Berger, I've seen you around. Can't remember where from, but welcome back to something. so we got ourselves a game 2. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to seeing how this one's going to go. We do see possession starting off early for Florida, but it is challenged by Auburn. They're going to climb up the wall here. Vroko decides to come back down, picks up the 100 boost, and rotates back on defense. A little bit better start for Auburn this time. They haven't been scored on quite yet. And I made a little prediction. I think it's going to be close. I also think they're going to both slow things down this game. That game 1 was super fast, and both teams were incredibly aggressive. I wouldn't doubt it if both of them try to get a little bit more space in this one.
Well, with a little more space, Florida can be dangerous. So I'll have to close that down quickly if it ends up happening. But really quickly, Buenbo, appreciate the raid, my man. Thank you so much. Hope the stream went well, and thanks for bringing more people to watch Monday Night Lights. Jordan, thanks for the love in chat. These are just my little collegiate show matches, so I'm glad you're enjoying the content that's up on the MrBepic's stream right now. But
this is the real CRL.
This is the real CRL. Someone asked earlier if this was CRL in Twitch chat, and I was like, get me a sponsorship and I'll make it the real CRL.
Absolutely. Minute and 15 seconds into this one, still 0-0 as we see a challenge right on the sidewall. The pinch goes all the way to the back corner. Vroko is going to be challenged by Cayenne. Neither one of them decide to commit. Comes right back down, sending it over into the corner. Trying to get a clear. You know Auburn wants to get this clear because they need to move that momentum over to the Florida side. They try to get one to the 50, but look at that. I talk about making space. All three of them are bunching up into the corner. Driscoll trying to make it all the way to the other side. They just can't get past that 50 and make anything happen on this one.
Oh, and there's the space we were talking about. True Raid had a few inches of open air to work with after that ball crept mid. Vroko and Mango crept up a little bit too far, and that is a perfectly placed ball from True Raid over Mango's head, outside of Vroko's outstretched arms, and that dude's tall. He's like 6'4", so he's got long arms. That was a perfectly placed shot by True Raid.
Yeah, I think they thought they might be all bunched up a little bit too far back on Auburn, and they kind of hit the gas and the boost to try to get back into it. And unfortunately, it was a little bit too late, and it left all that space that you're talking about that Florida capitalized on, and they were able to get that first one up on the score line. Driscoll up in the air, tries to bring one down to Mango, but they can't make anything happen there as the Florida defense is strong on this drive. Vroko sending it off the sidewall. Mango now picking this up, back to Vroko, doing a little bit of a reverse there, not able to make things connect. Auburn is trying desperately to get one on the board, and they're putting up the work. They're doing what they need to do, but Florida is just relentless on the back line.
No kidding. I mean, that was so much pressure from Auburn. That was almost a full minute of offense right there, and they come up empty because Florida is making read after read. Every 50 is a good enough one to postpone the Auburn attack for a second for the Gators to collect their bearings. That was really, really good defense. And now they get rewarded with a little bit of play on the orange side of the pitch. Larry's coming off the ceiling, but attacked early on there by the Auburn defense. Vroko gonna get his team out. Mango down the field harassing Cayenne, but he still gets the read with a few drops of boost in the tank. That is just how Florida's been playing defense here so far.
Yeah, beautiful air dribble, trying to get the pass up off the backboard, and unfortunately nobody was in the key to pick that one up, and it left Auburn sitting with 0 on the scoreline. Mango up in the air, drops this one down. Big 50-50 Driscoll versus Larry in the midline. Vroko now decides to use that momentum, go forward. Driscoll picks this one up, trying to get the rotations. Auburn is unable to get back into position to take advantage of this drive, and they are shut down once again by Florida in the box.
Despite all this pressure, they can't find a thing. Driscoll's just going to pop the ball. Actually followed himself. That's a nice pass back to Vroko. The back wall is open for a moment, and okay, True Raid is going to be there in time, of course. The captain of the Gators has been leading the charge defensively, but all three doing work, and again, they're rewarded with a quick hit on the other end. 2-0 Florida.
Yeah, Driscoll tries to stop this one in the corner, but they don't have the momentum. I wonder if they could have just let that one roll up the side and had a little bit better chance there. But unfortunately, it just stops the ball dead and leaves things open for Florida. So up 2-0 with a minute to go. Auburn's got some work cut out for them. Driscoll up in the air, off the wall, challenged by Cayenne. And that's going to bring that one down. So really good try. Vroko's going to try and pick this one up too, but Larry is parking the bus inside the goal. And just like that, Florida keeps the line at 0.
And Vroko's been bumped out. Driscoll can keep the ball in play. That shot saved by True Raid. Vroko, another ball on target that True Raid saves. And that's a pair of big blocks for True Raid to keep Auburn scoreless and almost give Florida another one. These goal line blocks are defining Game 2 right now with all the pressure Auburn's got. I get an exact figure on that. 60% of this game has been spent in the Florida end. Auburn has registered 7 shots on target, and Florida has saved 4 of those 7 shots. It's crazy the numbers they're putting up.
Yeah, looking at the scoreline here, Vroko only has 1, credited save, but I feel like that's not entirely accurate. I've seen quite a few tries from Florida that have been shut down by Vroko. So they're doing the work. Unfortunately, in this one, it's going to bring it back to 2-0 versus the 2-1 of the game before. But that does not mean it wasn't a good game. Both of those teams putting up a ton of pressure. You said it was about 60%, 40% for possession in that one?
Yeah, just about. Auburn had so much.
Auburn had the 60%.
Yeah, Auburn had the 60%.
Wow.
Because I mean, Florida, they were stuck on their goal line a lot of that game, making
Playing
saves,
defense.
and I mean, they only had 3 shots there to work with, which the 2-0 does not give you an accurate representation of how that game looked. Like, it felt like Auburn was in control of the ball, but Florida was in control of the game with how calm they looked on the goal line. There weren't many double commits. The save they were making almost always turned into no follow-up opportunity for Auburn. Florida just looked so clean in defense there.
Yeah, Florida was able to get those saves and then convert them, get the momentum, get the nice clear, where we saw a lot of times there just wasn't any power behind those saves and those clears for Auburn, and they just kept staying on their side. So when Florida was on offense, they didn't have to move around too much. I mean, they're rotating well, and they were able to stay there, and they were just waiting for those open moments to take advantage of it, and they did. And at the end of the day, or at least at the end of that game, Florida comes out ahead.
All right, can they do it again though? Is what I'm wondering. Or is Auburn actually going to score a goal? Hums has been subbed in, the former Auburn starter in the fall, and as soon as Hums comes in, I'm not saying it is the fault of Driscoll or anything like that, but like Auburn just scored.
Yeah, I mean, Hums, we see him for a little bit. We're about 6 seconds on the clock, and we get a new one over by Auburn's name up on the score line. So a little bit of a momentum shift, and that can help you a lot in these games. You know, they lose the first match by 1, they lose the second match by 2. That's not the way you want to go. But getting one up on the board early is definitely going to feel much more comfortable for this Auburn team.
All right, Hums, all eyes are on you now, my friend. After helping score the opening goal for Auburn, after they were shut out in game 2, despite a lot of opportunities. And in Twitch chat as well, he was like, "They benched me, bruh." And so you say something like that, you gotta prove that you belong in the starting lineup. But Mango, there we go. He's earning his spot in the starting 3, scoring the second for the Tigers.
Yeah, spreading it around, and look at this, picking it up off the wall, self-pass, gets through the defense, and that's a way to make a play out of something that looked like it was going to be a clear. Getting in the nice positioning, rotation positions. Looking at that game before, I think that was the one thing that really hurt Auburn the most was the positioning. They didn't give each other enough space, and there was definitely some commitment going on. But we've seen a lot more space, a lot more use of the pitch on this game for Auburn, and it is turning into dividends as we see Hums this one straight into the goal, and that's 3 on the board.
Oh, Hums. He's also 6'4", so you know he can stretch for those. I had the privilege of playing with him on my flag football team, intramural football, my last season.
Not fair.
Little
6'4" on flag football.
Sneak peek, yeah, it's not fair. The dude's a beast, and now he's doing it in Rocket League too.
Well, it's coming up all roses for Auburn in this first minute, and I wonder what Florida's feeling right now. They've probably felt pretty confident after game 1. They've probably felt real confident after game 2. This is a totally different shift. Rocco challenged up in the air by Kyan. Josh Mango tries to get another. Hums comes back and sings this one in. This is how Auburn is going to be wanting to play. This is a big shift. This is big time.
This is crazy. Like, I mean, not to like knock Hums or anything, but he's not that good. Where like they go from being shut out to now being up by 4 goals in a minute 20 after he comes in. Like Florida, I don't know what changed for them, but they've almost given up another one. This is a wild opening 90 seconds.
Yeah, well, you know, this is a different play style out of Auburn in this one. They are not bunched up. They have not given the field over to Florida, excuse me. And I think that's what's messing with Florida's gameplay here. Florida just doesn't have the room to play like they did in the last 2 games.
All right, that's the key. Perhaps keep Florida from playing offense with it's just suffocating challenge game that Auburn's got right now. And Larry's played that ball backward. That's leaving Truman in an awkward spot. He's been taken out. That's an open net, and it's 5-0 Auburn. Hat trick for Mango.
Yeah, this is huge. I mean, they're running away with it, and there's still 3 minutes left to go. Josh Mango, great spot there, reads the offensive play, gets the rebound, and pops that one right into the goal where they need to be. So here we go, just under 3 minutes. Kickoff is going to go towards True Raid, and that's going to roll up into the corner. Excuse me, it's going to roll straight into Hums, who's going to carry this one down, gets challenged in the air. Kyan with a little bit of a desperate play, playing the last man there. He's going to go up for that challenge, but they do get it. Larry now on the shift. moves this one into the corner, gets a soft little cross. Cayenne can't get there in time, but they do get the demo. Florida is coming out blasting on that offensive try. Cayenne with the block is going to cross this one over to the side. Rocco misses. Josh Mango is trying to get the read. Larry's going to pull this one up into the air, brings it back down, but Hums is there to shut it down as well. Florida is trying something. They're getting some nice possessions here, Bepic, but this Auburn team now, their defense is showing up.
Even when Florida does get space, though, Auburn is making the reads at the end of those carries, those flip reset plays like that, to make sure Florida isn't scoring in this one. Like, the shutout is still intact 3 minutes into game 3 right now, despite some good Florida looks. And that's the chance for 6 for Vroko. He drops the pass instead of the shot. Not going to be a goal for Auburn, but still another good opportunity for them, keeping that offensive momentum alive.
Yeah, at this point, just run the clock, except when you score. So Hums is going to stop the clock, and then we're gonna see 6 up there on the scoreboard, and just, you know, going down the stats line here, we've got 12 shots for Auburn. So they're shooting at 50%, which is pretty impressive. Florida only has 4 shots. They've just been getting shut down left and right as this Auburn team is just running away with it in game 3.
They have been held in check. And final 90 seconds, like, you just try to score here. Be like, all right, we can score against Auburn with Hums in the lineup. And Auburn's just kind of returning the favor of what happened in the last game, where their offense had some decent looks, just found no way of getting through the defense of Florida. And here, Florida can't do it. Cayenne went for a musty finish right there, and that lets Mango get back. I felt like I should have been a Florida goal.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like they were just walking down the park with it, and then coming out of nowhere, Auburn gets the block and keeps it at 6-0 with a minute left to go. The ball is up in the air in front of that Florida goal, and we're going to get another shot here from Josh. It's going to be off the top crossbar. They're trying to get their own rebound, but the defense from Florida is still strong. Cayenne with the nice cross clear up off the sidewall, goes up for it. It's an open goal possibility, but they can't get the pass. True Raid can't either. We got a little bit of a bunch up here from Auburn, playing a little bit looser now as we get into that last minute. Feeling a little confident. Josh Mango does send one sailing, and that's actually going to be number 7. So they get the nice clear. They've got enough power on it to get this one all the way from one end of the pitch to the other. Broco's not even needed, but he is going to get that one.
Yeah, he stole that one. I mean, he was shooting 0 for 1 going into that opportunity there, and now he's shooting 50% because he stole that goal from Josh. That's crazy.
Everybody from Auburn is on the board here in game number 3, and they are just showing up. I mean, this is a little bit like the last match we had where UAH came alive in that. Well, it was game 5 for them, but a little late start here for Auburn.
It was a must-win game, though, for UAH if they came alive. Absolutely. Like that, where Cozen had that 850-point game. And, I mean, this is kind of a must-win game for Auburn. You don't want to go down 0-3 in a best-of-7 series. And while there have been reverse sweeps on the Friday Night Lights, former Friday Night Lights stage, you still don't want to have to reverse sweep, is my point. And Auburn will definitely not have to now after that performance.
Yeah, that was huge. That was a totally different. I mean, you can honestly say it was a different team because Hums came in.
Yep.
For game 3, but Florida, they're going to take this minute between matches and probably do some reassessing on what went down in that one, because that was a big shift from the game before.
And Auburn still made 7 saves on 9 Florida shots. Like, it's not like Florida wasn't getting chances in offense there. They had plenty of opportunities. 9 shots you will take in a game like that, but they didn't find a single goal on any of those shots, thanks to some superb Auburn defense that now I'm wondering, can it hold up into another game, or was that just a game 3 thing? And now game 4 is going to be back to a regularly scheduled Florida, not dominance, but superiority.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely wasn't Florida dominance in those first 2 games. I mean, they definitely won. They won by 1. They won by 2. That last game was pure Auburn dominance, but it is going to probably come down to maybe endurance. I mean, you're talking about a possible best-of-7 series, and now Auburn has at least taken one of those games. So we're gonna be going some form of distance here in this matchup, and that's going to come down to who can actually last the series length. And, you know, Florida, they are that team that has played together longer, so maybe they've got that mental stamina that can do that. Auburn is still trying to figure things out, so we'll see what happens. This is game 4, and it's looking a little even out this time around, and maybe Florida can use that to their advantage. Slow things down, get one on the board, get the confidence, get back in the game, and take another win.
Well, in the first
like
minute, Florida is going to be scoring. They had 65% of possession right there, and that is how you recover from losing a game 7-0. You come out, you dominate the pitch possession-wise, and you cap off that stretch of possession with an opening goal like that.
Yeah, and if they can open some things up with some passing plays and they can catch Auburn on their back tires, I think they're going to be able to take that momentum. It's nice to get one on the board, especially after a game like the one we had before. So I imagine that this will give them some confidence, let them say, you know what, yes, we did win those first 2 games. We can totally win game 4. We've got this. And let's show them that just because they brought Hums in doesn't mean anything to us. So I imagine Florida's going to be taking some of this momentum and riding with it.
That's weird, though. Florida, I complimented their defense and how there were so few double commits and miscommunications, it felt like, in the first 2 games. In the last game, it looked like they were thrown into a bit of a panic at times. And here, they still are stepping on each other's toes. They're double committing, and they're making it work, at least so far. But their offense is carrying the load now. That was such a pretty pass from Kai and Larry. Beautifully placed shot after the dime from his teammate.
That was just beautiful. I mean, I'm holding my hat. That was just amazing. Off the top, reads the pass, doesn't go for the shot, and lets Auburn just sit there in goal, basically like a penalty kick, trying to figure out are they gonna go left, right, up, down. Didn't go anywhere, and Larry just took it to the bank on that one. That was huge. Great momentum going into this game. Florida's looking pretty nice here with 2 on the board. Vroko, though, is going to send this one into the corner. It's a nice little pass from Hums, and it's going to be off the top bar. But unfortunately, they can't come back and capitalize on that. And True Raid is going to get the clear off into the corner. They can't actually clear this one out, though, and that's going to leave things open for Auburn to keep this pressure alive. Finally, they're going to send this one all the way back into the Auburn side of things.
Hums is going to send it right back, though a double commit there is going to open things up for Florida. True Raid, hard touch through the corner, and Vroko on the near side is going to be fine in defense, though the ball does leak out, and Kyan clean beat Mengo right there. Hums taking a 50 and just try and slow this play down, and Auburn is going to weather that UF storm. And Hums with 0 boost, and start a little storm in the Florida corner, though can't do much on 0 boost as Florida clears the zone again. Going a little back and forth now, though Auburn, they need to fall back into that dominant possession type of game that they had in the previous game. They're going to close this 2-goal gap, now 3-goal gap, as Larry is going to get a hat trick in game 4.
Yeah, I mean, this is the Florida game, the Florida team from game 1 and game 2.
Yep.
That relentless pressure, we saw that play out to their advantage in the first 2 games where Auburn just couldn't get the clears. And when Auburn can't get the clears, Florida's rotations and position play is just so on point that they capitalize on it. And that's what we just saw. They missed a couple shots, and that's okay. And they were able to get one on the board. Now, Auburn is able to get 1 too, but they're still down by 2. This is a beautiful pass, though, over to Vroko.
Oh, yeah. Vroko can nail shots like that. If he's given an open passing lane like that, I think Auburn, though, utilizing passing plays a little bit more, something they could do to break Florida down. Earlier, I saw Vroko. He had Mengo as a passing option to his left, and he elected to just take a shot right at the teeth of the Florida defense. And I think opportunities like that would Auburn have to turn into passing plays. And here we go, just like that.
There's one right there.
It's a 50-50 passing play, but I'm still going to count it to fit my narrative. That was perfect, Holmes. Thank you.
No, that was a 3. Oh yeah, look at this. This is a beautiful pass. Beautiful pass.
Right at
off the
Vroko.
top, ceiling, brings it back down, just takes advantage of the corner and the momentum they had, and they're just like that. They were down 3-0, and now they're coming back in true form. I mean, Auburn is kind of turning it back on. So, you know, maybe they can take that momentum with a minute and a half left to go. We've seen them do some pretty amazing things, dribbling down the field. He's going to put that one in the top. True Raid gets the clear off to the side. He's going to be challenged by Mengo. Hums, though, in center. Sends a pass to Vroko. Larry steals, gets it off to Cayenne, brings it into the corner. This is a nice little, a sleeper of a shot from Larry. It just sneaked on by.
That was perfect, though. That's all it had to be. Like, he just had to get it past Mango and on target, and it was a goal. That fake from Kyan in the corner was enough to just freeze Mango. He wasn't in the net. He wasn't in the corner able to touch the ball, and so he wasn't able to play defense right there. And Florida going to capitalize on it, getting their multi-goal lead back intact. And now, final 60 seconds, they just have to coax this 2-goal lead to the finish line.
Yeah, and Larry with the last pixel on the hitbox there with a soft touch to bring that one in. Nice little 2-goal lead, which is gonna, give him a little bit of cushion here. Cayenne gets the clear, passes it straight to Josh. Josh is gonna follow up off the side wall. Sends this one to the corner, doesn't have enough momentum or boost to do anything with it. Needs to rotate out of there as soon as possible. Sends this one into the 50. Josh and Rocco now challenging True Raid. We're getting some of that bunching going up. That does not help in this situation. They need to clear this thing out and make some passes. That's where we've seen Auburn make some pretty amazing moves, is on the passing. And unfortunately, that bunching up is going to most likely seal this one in Florida's favor.
Oh, man, I've seen some Cayenne truthing in chat from Cheemsburger, Lil Stan, and everyone complimenting Cayenne, and he deserves it with plays like that. That was one of the best passes of the night. That was absolutely perfect. The double tap off the back wall right into the hands of True Raid for the shot. Oh my, and that is the cherry on top of this Florida Gators win.
Yeah, a different team from the game we just saw before,
Yeah.
and echoing back to games 1 and 2, but even more so as they're able to get more points on the board in this one, holding Auburn only to 2. Florida coming on in strong form in game 4. They got mixed up in the game before when Hums came in, but it feels like they kind of figured out the playbook. They dialed some stuff in, and they were able to run with it on this one.
Yeah, I mean, that is such a turnaround from putting up 9 shots, scoring nothing, putting up 8 shots here and scoring 5 for Florida. That was impressive. And Cheemsburger, shout out for the Prime sub. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support here and the spamming in Twitch chat. It's always fun to have Cheemsburger in chat, whether it's Cayenne or Lil Stan that he's yelling about. But I want to drop a little funny stat real fast that despite that 5-2 win for Florida and the 2-0 shutout they had earlier, Auburn has still scored more goals in this series than Florida has.
Yes, but at the end of the day, it's the dots underneath the scoreboard that matter. But I will say they only were held to 7 shots that time. I mean, Auburn was putting up some shots, but that Florida defense was shutting them down. I mean, they put up a ton of shots in the game before, but I don't know. There's a lot of different things that happened in that game. Florida was making some space. They were doing some passing. Auburn making some space, doing some passing, and that's what was getting them up on the board early. And if they're going to want to stay alive in this one, they're going to have to, grit their teeth. They're going to have to make some space and get back to the passing game that brought them so much success early on. Unfortunately, Larry is starting us off incredibly strong, and Florida's up by 1 with 11 seconds off the clock.
And the problem with everything that Auburn could do to improve their defense against Florida is that the Gators offense is so dynamic. Like, I didn't know much about this team going into the fall split of the SEL last split, and I watched several of their series, had them on Friday Night Lights a couple of times, and I was so impressed with their ability to score really from wherever, whether it's a passing play in the infield, whether it's just outpacing the defenses, solo plays. They really feel like the most well-rounded offense in the SEL, and they're showing it here. The first goal was just speed and offense. That was a passing play, and just like that, they're up 2-0 in the first 24.
Yeah, I mean, they're coming alive, and they're looking really strong, and they're making Auburn really sweat and kind of get desperate. They've got to make some plays happen, and the only way to make that happen is if Auburn acts like this is Game 3. Just go into it with that Game 3 mindset. Think back to what was so successful in Game 3, work on the passing plays, and get back into this one. Hums in the corner, Dreskel in the corner, Rocco in the corner. The only ones making space are Florida, and they're running this one down the field. Pass over to True Raid. They're going to bring this one back into the Florida side of things. Larry with the stall right into the corner is going to dribble this one out. It's just a 1-versus-1 with a nice demo on the track. and they're going to have to send this one into the corner with a pass to True Raid. Brings this one down against 3, and it will be stopped by that Auburn wall. But that momentum was huge for Florida going into that one.
Oh, no kidding, because now they're going to score. I mean, that is a corner 50-50 that leaks out center, and True Raid is so ready for it, up so fast. Hums looked like he had a better angle on that, but True Raid dusts him and gets the ball to Larry for an open lane to shoot. And the shot was impressive as well, because I think it was Vroko was still in the face of Larry right there. And Florida's up 3 goals now. And with this scoreline, they've now scored more goals than Auburn in this series, despite that 7-0. Oh, dear.
Okay. And they're just making sure that that stat line stays true.
All right, well, Hums would like me to skip this, but apparently the Rocket League audio stopped working, so we're gonna have to watch this while I get that sorted. How is that, everybody? Is the audio better now? I'll wait for the answers, but Florida's up 4-0, Coop, in the first 90 seconds. This is not good for Auburn.
No, it's not good. 3.5 minutes left to go. We saw a cool defense commit from Auburn, opened up gates. Florida to get that last goal. And now we see them go back with another nice clear sitting all the way to Florida's side, but nobody is there from Auburn to capitalize on things. The positioning is a little bit off with this one. That go back when you're talking about a non-traditional play style at Auburn. And speed, they've got it. It's just the positioning. We see this kicked back towards their own goal. Vroko with the save. A little bit of a kick back to the goalie on that one. Another triple commit in the corner for Auburn. So if they want to get something on the board, they want to save themselves in this series. They have to look at that and try and make some room for each other to make some plays. Get those passes.
All right, 3 minutes. Auburn has a lot to do right now because Larry has space in the corner again. And okay, Hums is home on the near side. Gives Vroko's stretch pass a little bit too much juice right there, but it works out. Vroko pop up. Dreskel's been subbed back in. I just noticed that. Mango was subbed out for this game. And, well, Dreskel did a little bit of work there in the corner, but Auburn's still not quite scoring.
Yeah. 4-0, 2.5 minutes off or left to go. And Vroko now with the challenge brings this one up to Hums. Hums is not quite there, able to get off the sidebar. This one's going to curl back around. True Raid's going to get the clear off the sidewall. Challenged by Vroko, brings it down. Is there anyone in the key? There is, but Larry is there first. Gets the backboard challenge and stops it. Auburn is going to be denied yet again. Dreskel's in the right spot. Cayenne is there a little bit faster. Sends it down to Vroko. Gets the clear, but also gets the demo. Auburn is trying to make some things happen here. A minute and 45 seconds left to go. They'd like to get something on the board. They still have a little bit of chance. True Raid gets the reset and tries to turtle. Can't quite get it.
Oh, the double demo left Vroko on such an island right there. I thought for sure Trey was going to be scoring that, but the shot didn't quite develop. If it was a turtle or if it was going for a pogo, whatever he was going for right there. Like if he gets a shot off, that's probably a goal. But good defense by Vroko, getting in the way of that. And now, I mean, we keep talking. The score hasn't changed, but Auburn is still not scoring. Their opportunities are going high. They're just not quite developing into shots. This is not what you want to see. Down by 4 goals in a must-win game in this best-of-7.
Yeah, they only have 2 shots on the scoreboard right here, as opposed to the 8 from Florida. So 50% for Florida, doing some nice work, and just they're not able to get through Florida's defense or their offense and turn some things around. Hums is going to bring this one down. Gets past Larry. Nice little pickup by Dreskel. Sends it over. Hums challenged. Dreskel picks it up into the corner. Looks like Larry's going to sail this one out. Vroko with the challenge. It pinches off to the side. And there's another demo in the middle. I would love to see the demo numbers on this one. We've seen a lot of action, a lot of contact in this matchup. We do get a shot from Cayenne. And that's going to bring us to 5. 23 seconds left to go.
It's 5 goals. That's cool in all Florida. But the demo numbers. Florida as a team has 5. Larry and Trude have 2 apiece, and Cayenne's got 1. And then Hums has 1, and Vroko's got 3 demos. So a total of 9 between the 2 teams, and Florida has 5 of those.
High contact, highly physical matchup here, and it's all gone Florida's way. Nice little block there, sending this one, making sure that scoreline stays at 0. We get the challenge, 3 in the goal. Nothing's getting through Auburn this time. Driscoll's going to pick this one up. Larry shuts it down. They won't even let him get out of their side of the pitch. As Florida is going to take this one. They're going to take the series. They had a little bit of a sweat there in game 3, but they brought it back for the finals.
I mean, if you ignore game 3, Florida outscored Auburn 14-3 total in goals. But, you know, including that game 3, it's 14-10, which looks a lot more respectable. But Florida really had their way with Auburn, especially at the end. 10 goals to 2 in the final 2 games. I mean, Florida's offense woke up after getting shut out there. That was an impressive recovery after getting beat down 7-0 in game 3.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, it looked like it was a completely different team. I mean, it was one new player, I guess. Hums came in, and Florida looked like they had absolutely no idea what to do with that offense. But I mean, that just shows you what a team that plays together is capable of doing, because they adapted. They couldn't adapt immediately in game 3, but it was as if it hadn't even happened when we got into game 4 and game 5.
Florida's like that, I guess. I'm excited to watch what they can do in the spring split. They're in the group of death in the SEL. We had our draw show today, which I need to find a screenshot, actually, of the results of that so I can put it on stream and talk about that a little bit later. But first of all, Pazka, thank you for the raid, my friend. It's been a minute. But you always seem to find me on my my Friday Night Lights / Monday Night Lights show match evening. So I appreciate you, my friend. I hope the stream went well. And thanks for the raid. Spam those turtles. Thanks. But Coop, we got UTK and King University next up, which is the final match of the evening for a reason. King being a former top 48 team with Turbo Storm and Cynical, now playing with Big Way instead of Turbo, and UTK being outside that top 48, but getting a former rank A, rank X player on the team playing in a little bit. Like, this should be a heater of a series to top the night.
Yeah, this one should be good, and we're traveling a little bit north. We're going to see, Tennessee going on right here for this one. So get a battle for the state of Tennessee. We got 2 teams that did incredibly well in last season's SEL. And were there some roster changes on this one?
Yes.
Or we're looking at so it's a little bit different from last season. But yeah, 2 powerhouses. This one's gonna be a smoker.
I can't wait. This is a great example of what the SEL could be. And there's your schedule. We saw Clemson and UAH Blue open up the nights. That was a great series. Went to game 6 as UAH Blue tried to fight from behind. Then Auburn and Florida. We just saw Auburn have a great game 3, but outside of that, it was all Gators there. And then King University and UTK battle for Tennessee. I had a map that I would like to show because I make this map every single time I have a Friday Night Lights broadcast. And oh, there we go. That's a huge map. Hold on a second. Let me fix that real fast.
Yes. The Northwest.
Okay, it looks a little ugly, but that's what I get for not checking things beforehand.
There we go.
You can see Tennessee up there in the top. I think it's I'm not going to try to guess which dot is which. My Tennessee geography is not good, even though I was born in Knoxville. Coop, do you know which one is Knoxville?
Yeah, the blue one.
Okay. All right, the blue one, not the one on the bottom or the 3 more that are below Tennessee, but the blue one in Tennessee is probably UTK.
It's Eastern Tennessee for Central Tennessee, and that's all that matters.
Exactly. And so that's going to be our matchup coming up in a little bit. We've got about a 10-minute break until we're back with UTK and King. So hopefully go refill those waters, grab some snacks, but stick around because if you're a fan of North American CRL, this is a series that is going to preview what the top 50 teams in CRL North America could look like. So stick around. We'll be right back with Monday Night Lights in just a little bit. Welcome back to Monday Night Lights. We're in a slight delay right now. We're waiting on a player to get into the lobby. It's a classic Rocket League player moment where I think his team is trying to track him down or something to get him in. But we got a big
Probably
series.
trying to figure out what topper to put on.
Topper. I think Camille is the only player you will see on Monday Night Lights that actually plays with a topper. But if a King player comes in with a topper, I will be shocked.
Hey, I mean, anything can happen.
But
it is Monday Night Lights, and it is King versus UTK. So we got our match of the night tonight. It's coming up to you live here, Monday Night Lights, from Georgia and from Alabama, which I haven't ever really mentioned that in the last game or so. But I did want to say thanks for having me on, Bepic. It's fun to be part of the rivalries we talked about, Georgia-Alabama rivalries.
Yeah, it's awesome. I had to get you in the booth to get some Georgia representation, especially tonight, because there aren't actually any Georgia teams playing. So I had to get you repping the state a little bit, even though UGA and Georgia State are frequenters of the Friday Night Lights / Monday Night Lights series. But it's been fun. We had a lot of Alabama and Tennessee though playing tonight, and it's been a good night so far.
Yeah. First series had some drama. The second series had some drama. This series, who really knows? I mean, we talked about how these are two pretty strong teams. They put up some work in the SEL last season, and they're both top 40-something teams, where they have been in that area. So we've got some of the best players in Rocket League, doing some tune-ups, checking the tire pressure on their cars, getting ready to rock it out on the pitch.
Yeah, and to that top 48 note, so King University has made a roster change. Turbo was their third, and we talked about it briefly. As I'm just now realizing the matchup screen's wrong. There we go, proper booth here. But the former roster for King was Cynical, Storm, and Turbo, and that was a top 48 colleague team in North American CRL. But Turbo has left the team this semester for whatever reason, and so Big Wade, who played the bulk of the SEL, and King was still a top team in the SEL, last split with Big Wade in, he's been promoted back to the starting roster in place of Turbo. So I don't know actually where that's going to put them, inside the top 48 or outside the top 48. But I think this UTK team, who has moved in Crisp, who... For those of you that watch RLCS, if you watch back in RLCS X and you are a fan of the grid, Crisp actually played in the spring grid, making that grueling qualifier run with only the family was his team's name, and now he's playing for UTK. So that former top bubble player Coop has gone to the CRL realm to now dominate here. Okay,
all right. So we should see some pretty sweet play. In this one, we have the match of the night. Looks like they are loading into the lobby, so things should be kicking off pretty soon, or at least some people are loading up into the lobby. But yeah, I mean, we've talked about these two teams they got some solid players, and we've seen some good play tonight anyway. We've seen some really great passing. We've seen some pretty solid defense. We've seen these teams come back from what looked like complete devastation to make insane 6-0 run. I mean, Auburn came back in game 3 to dominate, and unfortunately couldn't pull off a win in the series. But yeah, it all comes down to this game tonight. We've got King versus UTK, battle for Tennessee, and this one should be a pretty good one.
And you know it's going to be really good because we had a late player. Now we're seeing the players do the little lightning dance on on the pitch, so that means the gameplay is going to be really good because of the scuffed start. Like that's just how it works, and we've been hyping it up. Here we go, UTK versus King, off to the races. A team bump already. It's the Crisp competitive debut for the Volunteers. Oh, this is exciting.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one. We got a shot all the way across. Storm is gonna put the first one on the board for King. Early on, we've seen a lot of. Yeah,
that was Shaka trying to get back, and he just couldn't climb up the post like he wanted to right there. Well played. Storm snuffed out that opportunity and made the most of it. Shaka is the player with the two weird characters. He's a big fan of the Japanese language, I think, is what his name is, Japanese characters. That's why it doesn't show up on the Rocket League spectator client.
Right on. We see Chris getting a little bit of that debut. Sends one down Joe Bro. Now it's back up to Shaka. Brings this one down. Cynical is going to challenge this into the corner. So nice little drive. All three getting a touch on there for UT Knoxville, but they couldn't make it happen into the goal. Chris over here doing some nice dancing up in the air, but decides to retreat. Big Wade picks this one up, puts it into the corner. It's off the side wall. It gets a shot, but it's going to be blocked. Chris now taking this one all the way down. Shot blocked by Cynical. So a little bit more normal after that goal. We got some back and forth, a little bit of volleyball going up here. But so far, so good. Both teams are looking pretty nice. Definitely.
UTK, though, like, with all the Chris hype, have not looked, like, they not come out and looked absolutely incredible. Like, it's underwhelming, not because they're playing badly, but because I was like, okay, there's a new big pickup in Chris. I'm expecting a triple flip reset goal to open things up in this game, and it's been a little awkward. I mean, right there, Chris, a light touch center, and didn't have a passing option. And Big Wade is allowed to set up Storm for a second goal. King is up 2-0 in game one.
Yeah, and I guess it just goes to show that the skill over on King. I mean, yeah, Chris has pedigree and coming in with some history, but if that's matched on the other side, then that's just the way it's going to be. And King's getting 2 on the board here with our next kickoff. Joe Bro is going to get this one into the corner, sends it curling. Crisp is coming in with the challenge and gets sent down. Chaka now is coming in with the dribble. Ooh, tries to get the pop up and over, but it is going to be blocked. Joe Bro now getting the rebound. Can't make anything happen out of that either. UT Knoxville, they're trying. They're putting up some passes. They're getting into the right positions, but this King University's got their numbers.
So far, they're making good reads on the goal line. King is right now, but Crisp, opportunity there. The name is actually very open for Shaka, and he won't miss that. UTK going to be on the board after fighting a while in the tornado end, but King still has the lead 2-1 here.
Yeah, that King University tornado was just sweeping through the pitch, sucking up everything and just putting out King University goals. But, you know, it took about, 2 minutes to get down there, and maybe this is the momentum, maybe this base that Knoxville is looking for. They've got one on the board. They know they can do it, clean up the lines a little bit, and, you know, who knows? Maybe they'll be able to come pull this one back with 2.5 minutes left to go.
Well, King... Don't turn that ball, actually. Storm retreats, but still finds a clear out of that. Suck Joe Bro in, and now it's just Shaka and Crisp. Now it's just Crisp in defense. Joe Bro going to demo Big Wade and retaliation, a head for a head. King getting some vengeance here. Big Wade, hard touch off the back wall, looking for Shaka there on the goal line. But UCK going to find a way out, an opportunity for Crisp. It's denied by Big Wade. The opening goal for Crisp, not here yet.
Oh my God, beautiful 2-point pass. It was just, they were just running it down the line, down the pitch. Everybody was getting a piece of it. Beautiful setup, but the defense was strong and they could not make it happen. But that is the type, that was almost like a sneak peek of what could be to come for this series. They were in great positioning and just way to throw things around and make everybody get involved. Chris now going backwards in reverse, trying to keep this drive alive. Joe Bro up in the air. Crisp now pops this one up. Looks like it's going to be brought down by Cynical and passed over to Storm to get the clear. Crisp sends it back to Cynical. Oh, Shaka now sends one into the corner. The nice demo on Joe Bro is definitely going to help King University on defense here.
Oh, talk about that
kidding.
pass from Crisp. I mean, you were right. Like, King was looking good in defense, but this is what you're expecting out of Crisp. Look at that pickup. Getting the ball to Shaka, that is perfect play out of the corner.
Yeah, and that wall read and up in the air with the I mean, that was nice. I think that's what you've been looking for out of Crisp. And maybe that's just getting a little bit used to the team and the pitch for this game, letting the nerves break down on this Monday Night Lights matchup. But that was a very nice play. That brings us to 2-2 with a minute left. Crisp in the corner again. Joe Bro is just sitting there in the key, ready to make something happen as Shaka rotates back on defense. Good positioning on this threes play. Shaka rotated back, got that clear, sends it over to Storm. Gets right over Crisp. Storm now with the drive. Big Wade was there for the pass, but Shaka just shut that one down. Cynical now with a shot. It's going to be a zeroed in on target, and that is going to be King University up by 1. A very different game, Bepic, in this last minute than in the first 3.
Absolutely. It's cleaned up from both teams. King started out pretty clean, But then UTK started shoring up those little mistakes and inconsistencies in offense and defense, and they've made it a contest. But King is still that good. There's a reason I picked them as the opponent to debut Crisp competitively, because they are a solid roster. Will be a great test for this new look UTK roster. And in the final 30 seconds now, they're about to have a 1-goal lead, trying to take all the way home. Those Shaka and Crisp nearly again combining for a goal. That one is stopped by King. UTK will have to try again in the waning moments of game 1.
Yeah, I mean, King is still up by 1. I mean, UT Knoxville has not won this game, so by all accounts, King is doing great. They're a great matchup for this team. And with just a few seconds left to go, Crisp is going to put this one in the center, and Shaka's going to bring it down to the crossbar, and they are not going to be able to get that last second goal. It looked like it was possible. Crisp with the drive. It's going to be shut down by a 2-against-1 King University defensive drive. Can they keep this one up in the air? The demo comes in. Shaka now bringing it down. The pass is over. Big Wade intercepts, brings it down to Crisp and Cynical. Cynical bringing it over into the corner. We are going down into the pitch. Finally getting this one onto the ground. King University taking game 1.
It took a while on 0 seconds though, for them to push UTK aside. Like, that was a very offensive heavy game once everyone got going. 7 shots from King, 11 for UTK. Very offensive heavy, and I hope it stays that way. Honestly, I want to see what both teams can do when they're behind the ball in the offensive zone. That was the game 1 that I was hoping for. The quick King start, UTK's answer, but then King does enough to hold them back at the end. This is setting up to be a good best of 7.
Yeah, and a lot of aerial play, lots of really nice passes. I mean, it's a great game 1 to hopefully give us a sense of what's to come out of both of these teams. They're trying each other out. They're seeing what's going on the pitch. And I think we're going to start to see some more daring plays. And by daring, I mean just tactical, right?
Yeah.
They kind of see what's available, what's possible. But they also know that both of these teams are really talented. So they're going to have to pull out some big plays and some challenging runs to make sure that they can either stay up as King or come back and claw their way back into this one as UT.
Well, that was daring from Shaka. Big pre-flip dunk to get UTK into the offensive zone, and they are turned aside fairly quickly by King. Cynical pressing the ball to the back wall of the Volunteers, and Storm finding Big Wade center. Back to Storm for a shot if he wasn't kind of spinning out right there in offense. And Joe Bro's down the field looking for a demo, and all he had to do was zone the defense off. I think it was Cynical that was being pressed back here, and somehow Shaka he slots that with the help of Cynical and Storm. That's great, the opening goal.
Yeah, it's a beautiful run all the way from defense. Stopped the goal and then ran it all the way through. And yeah, like you said, that read zoning out on the defense to keep them away and just ran it in. I mean, it was a beautiful play, running from all the way one side to the other. Crisp on offense now. Big Wade off the backboard. Defense sends it over to Cynical. Gets the pass over, but it drops down. Shaka now getting back into this one. Sends it into the corner. UT Knoxville is on offense, and they are relentless here. I mean, the time of possession, I'm assuming, is pretty high in their favor. And they are putting in work as Crisp comes down. Nice little pass to Joe Bro, but can't quite make it. We're going to see a little double commit there over in the corner.
Ooh, and Shaka, his turn to pick the ball up right there to put a shot on target. And you mentioned it, Coop. The time of possession is 65-35. In favor of UTK. They have the bulk of the offense in this game so far, but King right now getting a little bit back. Storm goes side to side with that ball, and it's redirected nicely into the midfield, but King's prepared for that. They were a little bunched up right there, and it works out. They get it clear, they get an opportunity, and Storm gets Shaka underneath him, interfering with that attempted wave dash recovery. So UTK given a clear, but nothing really doing an offense. We're going back and forth right now.
Yeah, we just saw a nice little pass from UT Knoxville. They're opening those things up. They're gonna try for it. I think that's where they're gonna come out ahead in this one. Is just opening up those passes. See that car upfield, give them a nice little chip shot, and just be relentless. We saw in the couple of the matches before this, it's that onslaught offense that breaks down the defense, and that's what was winning games earlier. And so it should be no different in this one. The thing is these two teams have that air skill, that play up in the sky. Well, that was down on the ground, but they've got the ability to get up there and make these passing plays and make these reads.
It's funny that you're talking about the aerial play, and then that was just a purely ground goal right in the middle of that nice point, which is true. Both teams are so proficient in the air, but that was just a straight up dunk of Storm, who was trying to take a shot, I think it was, but extended too far. Kings offense just pressing too far up right there, and now down by 2 goals at the halfway point of game 2. Could be 3 here if Crisp nails that shot. He does. 3-0. UTK, they are doing numbers to King right now.
Coming alive in that octane. I mean, beautiful read up in the air, and just splits the defense, goes right into the center.
This is what I was afraid would happen if UTK really came online and have a couple blowout games. King, I'm hoping, can regain here. They got plenty of time to do it, and they've got offensive firepower in their back pocket to start putting up goals against UTK. We saw it in game 1 when they scored 3 on them, but right now, 3-goal hole to work their way out of, and UTK's pressing for more.
Yeah, I mean, just stay calm. You know, you got that first win. Second game, it's changing things up a little bit, but they've got the ability to do it. They know how to read the field, and some of this is just you start to get down, you start to get below in the score line, and you start to get a little bit crazy and making some drastic moves, but that's not what works for them. And the first game is what worked. We see Storm coming in on this drive. They're going to get challenged in the air. Fortunately, nobody is there to pick it up, and that's going to send things all the way back to King's side. Chaka with the pass over to center. Storm is going to read this one and bring it over into the corner. But UT Knoxville is still on the drive, relentless here. Shaka sending it into the side with a nice little bump pass. It's going to be under the corner and into the side. Joe Bro is going to get one off the scoreboard. Now all UTK players got one on that scoreboard as they are sitting pretty 4-0 with 1:17 left to go.
That was a scary attack. UTK, they narrowly avoided being scored on and King making it a 2-goal game. And then they whipped the ball downfield and just in tandem, like a swarm of bees, eating the King defense alive. That was so speedily executed. And a 4th goal that will, well, it won't put the goal put the game away, because Drobro's scoring another goal that will probably put the game away. 5-0 with a minute left. That's crazy from UTK.
Yeah, and that's just good rotation. Joe Bro on that last line starts to rotate back towards defense and instead picks up a sweet little pass and sends this one right where it needs to be.
And game 2
defense to offense
is a blowout. I wasn't expecting this. After game 1, I didn't think a 5-0 would be possible with how good both of these teams are, but UTK's execution coup has been on point in this game.
Yeah, well, we've seen some swings to this evening in both of these matches up early. So, I mean, it's only fitting for the series that we would see something similar happen in Game 3. We do know that could mean anything for the next game to happen here. Crisp is going to catch this one. Big Wade up into the corner, challenging. Comes back down. Shaka now up in the air. Is going to lose a little bit of momentum. Tries to get it, but challenged by Storm. Storm up in the air, twirling. Demo is going to open things up for Big Wade. Big Wade drops down the pass, but can't do it. Cynical now is going to try. And now we're seeing King University attempt that onslaught offense, trying to get something on the board here. But they just can't get through that UT Knoxville defense.
Just a little bit off. Like those are goals and shots that King can hit, but just a little bit off on those crazy mechanical, lightning fast reads. And so we see them go scoreless in game 2, which is an impressive regain by UTK, and I'm not sure to let King know that it's a best of 7 just before I forget. But yeah. I mean, 7 shots, great. 5 goals for UTK. That's efficient.
Yeah, great pickup by UTK. In that first game, they were definitely looked like they were trying to figure some things out and figure out where they needed to be. And how they were going to play as a unit. And in this game, they really came alive. We saw Crisp with some confidence up off the side, up off the wall, and just making those connections and those passes, which were just catching King University off. They couldn't make up for it. Even when King University was finally getting some pressure, like you said, like those shots, they were on target, but just a little off, and UTK was able to read those and get them out of the way.
Okay, game 3 is big because if UTK keeps going on that reign of terror, then I don't know what the rest of this series is going to look like. But if King regains and they're able to make this a close one, maybe squeak out a win, then all right, we've got a real potential full best of 7 that could go the distance for us to cap off Monday Night Lights edition 1 in this spring semester 2024. And there we go, double demo, explosive start to game 3, and King has regained.
Yeah, they came out looking really nice. Storm had a first drive, and then Cynical comes in to do a little bit cleanup on this one as well. And then you just throw everything at the goal, and you hope for the rebounds and the deflections. And hey, sometimes that works, and it worked just fine this time. King University up on the board in the first 30 seconds. That's going to give them some nice momentum off of that loss in game 2. So we'll see if they can run with that. Storm's coming up on the challenge. Joe Bro's a little bit too fast. Brings this one down to Cynical. Waits for it. Picks it up in the air. Where's the pass? It's not there. They're going to take it themselves with a beautiful drive. I was waiting for the pass. I think we were all waiting for the pass, but Cynical decided, I'll just take it in myself. Gives us a little reset and brings it in.
He had some teammate help, though. That was Storm up front that was pressuring Shock. He made him jump early. And so that allowed Cynical a lot of options. That shot is in the air, you know mostly where he's going to go because he doesn't have much momentum headed towards the ball. And so Cynical, he's a solo play master. He and Storm both are really good at ones. And so you give him that kind of options in offense and he will make plays, make goals happen. But UTK, now they're the ones trying to recover as King has gone on a goal scoring run akin to the one we saw from UTK in the previous game.
Yeah, and just the patience and the presence of mind to be that close, to have the options, but to determine that it's time for you to just take it. We see Shaka trying to get the reset off the tires. It's going to go over to Chris. Chris over to the side. Storm rotating back up to the sideboard. Is going to come back down, and King University is going to get a nice clear, give themselves some time to reassess and reset. UT is cooking with all cylinders here, bringing in the pressure off the fender, and it's going to be just dead right in front of the goal. And Cynical now is going to get the clear. This King University is just denying everything out of UT Knoxville now.
Yeah, they made some mistakes there for a second. Like, that never should have been an open opportunity for UTK, but then they never should have missed it. Like that, I think it was Shaka that misplayed the ball off the back wall. A little weird, but kind of tit for tat mistake. So it all evens out at the end, and we'll stay at 2-0. I mean, Big Blade blowing Joe Bro up on the side. King really want this game 3.
Yeah, they are letting them know that game 2 is just no longer there. It didn't happen. Unfortunately, as we say that, Joe Bro brings us into 1, and being up by 1 is not very confident. Being up by 1 it might as well be even, because I mean it's Rocket League, so there could be another score in the next 10 seconds, and then you're back to basically even. So that little bit of confidence from that 2-0 lead has just been completely vaporized, and we saw what UTK is capable of doing. So that should definitely stoke some fear into King University. They gotta redo the first 2 minutes of this game and get that back.
I think both teams definitely have a healthy amount of fear / respect for the other team because they play each other a lot. Like, it was UTK and King battling for the Bluegrass Boost Battle, the last 2 lands, I believe. And now they're battling in a best-of-7 show match to kick off the spring semester. UTK has just erased the King University 2-0 lead again. This is the second time this series that has happened.
Yeah, and they did it in 30 seconds, which means they could easily get more on the board because we've got plenty of time left in this one. So King University got to get something, and they do. That's going to be nice. Cynical is going to be able to get one in the top corner with this nice little chip shot off by Storm. Beautiful pass. Opens things up on the defense. That's textbook.
It was.
I mean, that is literally left to right, put it in the corner. That's beautiful.
There was so much space created by that 150-50 win up off the ceiling, and that's just how you play Rocket League, plain and simple. You just out-challenge your opponents, get your teammate in a position to shoot, and then hit the shot. And King did exactly that right there. So it's 3-2. With 2 minutes left to play, we've got 5 goals in the first 3 minutes. So if that holds, we should see at least 3 more goals in the next minute 40.
Yeah, there's no doubt we're going to see some shots as both these teams are relentless. And we are going to see a shot that's going to translate into a goal for Crisp. And that's going to tie us up once again. So we got a high-scoring game potential here, back and forth, both these teams. Just saying, that's fine. I got one up my sleeve, too.
Wow, that's a clip right there. Crisp just hit that to tie us up at 3 apiece. That's crazy. And Hermes is in chat as well. Hermes, I hope you can do that. You're fighting Crisp for that starting spot, because you might have a lot of work to do if you're gonna kick him off the seat right now.
Minute and a half left to go. We got a tie game here in game 3. Cynical sends one into the corner on the wrong side. Storm's going to try and get this one to clear. They drop it, and that's going to leave things open for this UTK offense to take advantage of it. Shaka is going to drop this one right there. Joe Bro, we've seen a lot of work out of Joe Bro. Tries to get the pass off. They do. It goes to Chris, but it's going to be cleared, and it's floating all the way back to that UTK side of the pitch. 1 minute left to go, and both teams are still going extremely hard, extremely fast. Crispy bringing this one down, and it's going to be blocked again. So both these teams, I don't think either one of these teams wants to go to overtime, because they are playing they're playing a coin toss game at this point.
It feels like that a little bit. Which offense is going to pop off next and piece together that one last great play to get themselves out of game 3 with the series lead. And at the moment, UTK has the possession game in their favor, but King has explosive offensive potential in transition, and here we go. Big Wade setting up Storm right there for a shot. The UTK just getting their pinky toes on these shots out of King to deter them away, and now a double commit in defense to make things awkward for the Tornado. Cynical puts the ball off to the side. Storm finds a clear, and we gear up for a potential overtime.
Yeah, just a few seconds left to go. Joe Bro with the pass into the corner. It's going to drop to the bottom. It's going to drop to Crisp. Crisp is sending this one. There we go. Now we're in overtime. It's overtime. The last 2 games, the last 2 matches. This could go either way. Ball kind of stalls up off the wall. Storm hits this one off the ceiling. It's going to be brought down into Big Wade territory off the corner. Stalls a little bit, lowers the momentum, puts it into Joe Bro's hands. Another momentum loss. Both teams just relentless here as the shot is in. Shaka is going to block this one. Sends it over to Storm. Storm now with the pickup. Beautiful pass over to Cynical. He's going to let it fly into the corner. Cross comes in, drops it. Big Wade can't make the connection either. Shot from Joe Bro. Cynical makes the block. We've seen a lot of shots, cross-pitch shots in the last 30 seconds here. Both teams are just trying to end this one.
They're just going for these highly mechanical plays that they both know that they can hit. They're trying to end this game 3 on their terms. A double demo from Cynical. Not even going to get King into offense, but it will stall this UTK attack. But Shaka's doing work with 0 boost in the corner. That was impressive. UTK don't generate an immediate opportunity off the back of it. They're playing the long game here. Storm chasing back near side. Cynical's just missed and allowed a shot to Joe Bro. Storm was there on the near side and now has himself an opportunity in transition. No passing option, so he just takes it himself and tries to push the Volunteers back as far as possible.
Yep, Joe Bro coming in, gets passed off the top of the backboard. Storm is now going to send this one into the corner. Wrong side, they got to get this one clear. Joe Bro sends it off for a cross. Big Wade's going to rotate back on defense. Joe Bro sends it up into the air. Chris bringing it down. Nice little bump from Cynical, but the bump isn't going to do it because Joe Bro will close out game number 3. It took all of them. They finally did it.
That had to be a full team effort to win that. What an overtime battle between UTK and King. And UTK going to win 2 straight, but the 2 games that they won, Coop, were so astronomically different. The 5-0 in game 2 was just UTK dominance, and that was such a fierce battle of 2 incredibly talented teams that went all the way into extra time. We had 90 seconds of OT to determine UTK as the game 3 winner.
Oh, absolutely. Completely different game. I mean, you had talked about if UTK takes this one, then it might close things out. It might give us a sense of what's to come, but absolutely only if they had ran away with it, and they did not. King University was up. UTK came back. But at the end of it, I mean, those teams were evenly matched, and it really shows that when you get into those overtimes, especially the ones that go past a minute, both teams are just able to keep the composure. And it just came down to it. At the end of it all, UTK is able to get that win. but by no means should that be a signal of what's to come.
No, I wasn't so much afraid that UTK was going to win 2 straight, just that it might be 2 games like the 5-0 that they had, and that is not at all what we got. So
yeah, if they had done
goodness.
another run through, another blow like that, then, yeah, it would have been tough. But that, I mean, that was a great matchup. Big Wade here says that's fine, that's cool, whatever. We got one on the board early.
What's funny
We're gonna win this one.
Is you say that, but I guarantee you, after making an incredible solo play like that, that's what Big Wade would be like. He'd be like, okay, yeah, that's just what I do. The dude is the most confident player I think I've ever met that plays the game of Rocket League. He's got so much ego, but like it's not bad ego. It's just like, yeah, I'm Big Wade, and I can play Rocket League very well.
Confidence is key. Joe Bro bringing this one down. A lot of traffic over here on the King side of the pitch, but this is going to sent over. Crisp picks up the 100, drops it up into the ceiling. Crisp now picking up their own pass, and they're going to send this one down. Beautiful play to and from themselves. Look at this little chip shot. Oh my gosh.
Okay, Big Wade made the mistake of jumping up and not making a touch right there, because that gave Crisp all the time, all the space in the world to make that goal with. That was nicely done. So it's a solo play for a solo play in the first minute of game for King has their goal answered.
Yeah, beautiful play by Crisp. Able to read, look downfield, and just navigate through. Big Wade's going to do a little bit of a reset off the top ceiling, but Joe Bro is not going to be able to do anything. It's completely blown up on that drive. The physicality, the demo game is just such a strong part of Rocket League. Came into full effect there as Joe Bro gets sent back to the corner.
He loses his car privileges for a second, but Shaka and Crisp, the two pressed up in offense. Crisp lost his car privileges for a second, so Joe Bro has to put a shot on. And the ball is just kind of sitting in the King end right now. Storm, though, knew the space that he had and was able to move the ball out of defense, get King set up for another push. Maybe a go-ahead goal, but at the moment they've been swallowed up in the UTK corner, and the Volunteers find a clear. Crisp finds a shot. What on earth is that? Crisp, are you kidding me?
Oh, my God.
One more time. That's why we don't play competitive Rocket League, because we could never keep up with that.
I mean, especially from the perspective of the of our esteemed camera person, aka the AI. It just looked like they must. If it looked like they had closed their eyes, put on a blindfold, and were just like, I just sensed the ball. Yep. This is beautiful. Puts them up by 1. 3 minutes into this one, Crisp doing some work. The whole team doing some work, but Crisp is definitely putting in some work, getting back-to-back goals right there, giving themselves a hat trick for this one.
Oh, Big Wade's had the ball go from back to front, then front to back, and then just over his head one last time as it fell into the back of the King University net. That is Crisp getting a hat trick on 3 shots. That is a perfect 100% shooting caddy for Crisp in Game 4. This is quite the debut for him.
Yeah, had a great Game 2. Game 3 was a nail-biter all the way down. Game 4, Crisp is turning it back on, turning on the heat. Comes over here with the block. Ooh, but it's going to be challenged by Cynical. Big Wade got the first goal of this one for King, first and only right now. Tries to make the challenge. Now we see this ball rolling back down to King territory. Shaka puts it down in the middle. Cynical tries to get the clear. Big Wade's going to pick it up. He's going to try and pop it over Crisp. Crisp don't care. Challenges up in the air and brings this one back into King territory. King probably thought they had a few moments of time, but they didn't, as UT Knoxville once again is just possession hungry in this one, and the demos are out in force.
Joe Bro got demoed once earlier and was like, that's enough. He caught Cynical on the respawn of another demo laid upon the King Rev. That is just disrespectful out of UTK. They're not letting King play any offense right now. When the tornado does enter the orange side of the pitch for a second, it just feels like there's nothing there. They don't really generate a shot, and it turns into a clear for UTK. But that miss should generate a shot, but Big Wade couldn't react in time to the ball, and UTK going to find themselves half a clear. That's good speed by Storm. Actually, the chance here for King. Storm's redirection attempts, no good. Big Wade keeps it soft, but on the near side, Crisp collects, and he will get a half clear. King, opportunity there. I wanted to stop talking, but they just kept getting chances right when I was trying, Coop, and Big Wade's going to score, make it a 1-goal game.
Yeah, I mean, you were talking about when King University gets on the orange side of the pitch, that tornado just couldn't get the speed, right? They couldn't get the consistency. They couldn't stay around, but that time they finally did. Big Wade's able to get another one on the board and bring this game a little bit closer. They got 1 minute left to do it, but they've shown that they can. There's no reason to think that they can't. They've just got to do it quick. Cynical now is going to take this one up in the air. They got Big Wade in the middle if they want to get a pass. They don't have the power to, and they don't have a car anymore to do it either. Cynical is taken off the pitch. Shaka now sending this one over to Jobro. It's a beautiful pass intercepted by Storm. It's over by Big Wade. It's over by the middle. It's over by Cynical. Gets the shot. A beautiful demo, and that is how you use the cars in a car-on-car bump and demo. That was beautiful.
Oh, Crisp can't save that. It doesn't exist. Beautifully placed demo and shot. And I know no one asked, but the demo numbers, Big Wade's got 5. Cynical and Storm both have 2. That's 9 for King University. And then UTK has a combined 5, with Crisp leading the charge at 3. So we have 14 demos in this game, and we've got UTK back up in front, 4-3 with 29 seconds to go.
Hey, if you're not on the pitch, you can't make a play.
Nope.
So why not take somebody out, especially when you're taking out the goalie? That's just an open net. That's just going to be perfect. And that's what they did. They got back into this one. Now, granted, UT responded very quickly, and there's only 30 seconds left. But, maybe they can make another one happen here as Chris comes around to the corner. Big Wade puts the stop on it. Curls back around. They got someone downfield. They get over Jobro. They're into the corner. Shaka stall this one. Brings it right back down into the key. Now it's challenged by Cynical. Jobro's up into the corner. Sends it over to Chris. Chris has an open goal, and they're going to take it off the top backboard with 2.
And that isn't even that's not even in the top 3 plays out of Crisp tonight, I feel like. That's probably number 4. Like, great double. But that's a game putting away goal out of Crisp, and it's not even one of his top plays. He is a tremendous addition for UTK.
Putting the lid on it.
Yeah.
That was just yeah. I mean, it's great. Use the double touch off the top bar, and then bring them down, up another one, and game 4. They're going into the final one. So UT looking to get another win here, trying to tell the season. But University put numbers, doing some work, especially off of that game too. But still in this one, they can do it.
Yeah.
They can hold.
If they can figure out a way to stop the UTK attack, which in every game that UTK has won so far, they've scored 4 goals or more. 2 5-goal games, 1 4-goal game. If King can slow down the attack of UTK just a little bit, like limit them to 2-3 goals, these are games that are winnable for King. It feels like it has to be a shootout for them to win, but they've got to slow down the shootout capabilities of UTK, as their offense has been electric.
It's the demos. I mean,
Yeah.
How many demos did you say King had in that last one?
They had 9 or 10 at the end.
9 or 10, and it opened up a lot of opportunities. And if they can get that physicality, they can get back into it. You remove them from the pitch, and they can't do it. If Crisp isn't on the pitch, he can't make any plays. I mean, that if they can catch him out, they can do that. I mean, but Shaka and Jobro also able to do a lot of work and making some really great plays. So just take him out. It's that easy. Demos are easy.
Just take him out as he almost
just take him out.
nails a shot in the face of King right there. They couldn't take him out of that play, but the ball doesn't go in. King is still fighting from the goal line here. That's a nice clear by Storm. The deft double off the sidewall, but vacates the premises and gets a double demo, sure, but UTK finds the clear and a potential shot as Big Wade is beaten to the ball. Crisp setting up Jobro for a shot, but Storm, again, there for the block. Great clear, though, but Big Wade recovers the play with a big bump.
Yeah, I mean, they're coming out here with the first minute, just all cylinders firing. Cynical is going to send this one down. Nice little pass over to Storm's territory. Storm's going to rotate back out, get some momentum, get back into this one. Jobro brings it down, challenged by Big Wade. Big Wade gets the stop, sends it into the middle of the field. Crisp, though, is on the attack. rotating up in the air. It's going to be challenged by Cynical. Lots of air play so far in this first minute. No goals. No goals so far, which is a little bit of a shift. Cynical's going to send this one into the corner. We're going to try. UTK is going to try and make something happen.
All right, 0-0. And never mind, 1-0. I was going to call it a low-scoring game. The offenses had finally slowed down. But then Chris just put it perfectly center for Joe Bro right there. Was biding his time, waiting for that perfect 50-50, and Joe Bro knew it was coming. He trusted his teammate, and he is rewarded.
Sharky, I apologize for the crunchy audio. It's probably my mic. Don't blame that.
Well, I have been having audio issues, so I appreciate the call out, Sharky. I just in case.
Yeah, it's on me. Shaka here, trying to get another one up on the board. Storm's gonna do some interesting donuts there to try and rotate back into position. It's gonna work. They're gonna get off the sideboard and drop one down straight into Jobro. Just gonna pull this one off the ceiling. Very nicely done, and Shaka's gonna clean up. So that's playing the field. That's rotating back into. Look at this, Jobro off the sidewall. Shaka comes in, rotating out, being in the second position, just playing the field.
That's the scary part about UTK now, that they've added Chris, because already Shaka and Jobro were already an extremely talented duo in offense, and their previous third Hermes was able to lock it down defensively and occasionally have the crazy pop off. I think he hit a triple tap on Friday Night Lights on land previously, but now that they've got Chris, that just unlocks so much more of UTK. They can really hit you from anywhere, and I think the fact that we are complimenting King so little in this series tells you about just how much UTK is doing right now, because King is a fantastic team, but they have not been allowed to play the same style of Rocket League they normally get to because of how much UTK has improved.
Yeah, and I mean, King's been able to do some work and you know, try some of these offensive shots, and they've been putting up some numbers. They've been putting up some demos. This one they have been denied. They don't have any shots on target at all, and one save from Big Wade. But yeah, they've been trying. They've been putting up some numbers. That first game was a nice one from King University, but yeah, it's been really tough. It's been really tough for them since then.
The 4-3 overtime loss, though, I think that was a winnable game for King. If they get one more bounce their way or one better shot on target, then maybe it's 3-2 right now. Instead, though, UTK on the cusp of potentially winning this series. They get one more goal, and it is very close to over. But King, they've had a couple of 2-goal leads slip, and I bet it would feel good for them to make the same thing happen to UTK, but that offense has got to be allowed to play Rocket League, because at the moment, you're right, they still have no shots on target, and that's almost their first. They got to find something on this possession, it feels like.
Yeah, UTK is just it's like they have a copy of the playbook. They're everywhere that King University is trying to make a play here. They're winning the challenges. They're able to read the jumps. And now we've got a ball bouncing all the way down. Cynical's going to send this one up in the air to Big Wade. It's going to get a nice little touch on it. It's going to sink down, and that's going to be a beauty. Just a floater for Big Wade to get on the board.
Okay, there you go. UTK is not immune to Big Wade's antics. That is a gorgeous redirect. And Joe Bro, I couldn't tell. We watched that ball fall in from a long distance away, so I couldn't tell if he was just too late on the jump, or if he didn't have the boost for it, or why he bailed out right there. Maybe he thought someone was on the back wall, but either way, that touch caught the defense of UTK out, and it's a manageable game for King now. They can make this comeback happen.
Yeah, that was a beautiful play. Great read, way to stay patient. Down by 2, no big deal. Just get one on the board. That means you only need one more. 45 seconds left to go. They can do it. Cynical now is going to drop this one back over to Storm. He's going to bring it over to the side wall. The demo is not going to help King. Joe Bro is going to send this one over. Storm catches it. Could open some stuff up, but it is going to be blocked. Big Wade is going to be denied. 26 seconds left to go. Crisp is doing some dancing up in the air. They're going to bring it down in wall of blue. And the wall of blue is going to hold. Shaka now challenged by Storm. Both players just fake it out. Chris, 11 seconds to go. 10 seconds now on the clock. Sends one down. Shaka. Big Wade gets the stop. Joe Bro, though, seals the deal. The nail in the coffin. Up by 2 with only 6 seconds left to go.
This kickoff's got to go very well for King here, or else they're down in 5. And UTK, Joe Bro was telling me they scrimmed Florida State. I think it was a week or two ago. And Florida State is the fall split winner of the SEL, and UTK 6-1 them, which is just a scrim. But this is a more competitive match than just a scrim, and UTK just beat King in 5 games in a best of 7. This team looks good, but credit to King. They were able to stave off a lot of deadly attacks and make a lot of those games really close, forcing UTK to sweat for that one.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, UTK's got the 4 versus the 1 from King, but we saw a great 90-second overtime that could have gone either way, honestly. King could have taken that one. This game was a little bit closer than some of those we saw, but I mean, King was holding their own. That first matchup though, King looked on fire as UTK was trying to figure some things out. But at the end of the day, UTK was able to. But and we talked about Crisp. It wasn't just the Crisp show though; it was the whole team. I mean, they did a phenomenal job.
Yeah, UTK is going to be a threat come the SEL and CRL season if that ever gets announced. But that does bring us to the end.
I thought this was CRL.
Well, I'm still waiting on that big sponsorship to make that CRL. So if someone's out there with a ton of money they want to dump, I'm your guy for that. But that's the end of Monday Night Lights. Coop, I appreciate you joining me. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, thanks for the invite. This is great.
All right, well, Monday Night Lights, we'll be back next Monday with a fresh set of matchups, 3 or 4 best of 7s, depending on my schedule and the schedule of the teams. So drop a follow if you haven't already. A lot of you have, so I appreciate you tuning in. That was a very fun stream with a lot of friendly faces in chat. So I'm going to say goodnight because I am tired after those full best of 7 series, but until next time, everybody, I'm going to raid my friend Pyro J, so make sure you go show him some love. But until then, peace out. Bye-bye.